to recap what we discussed, no Brittany for now. She may show up tonight. She's got the link to the chat, so she may just pop in if the opportunity arises. We'll see what happens as we go along. Katie was super awesome, sent everybody character art. She sent Davis dice, so no more Bucky rolling. Not if there's anything wrong with Bucky rolling, it just seems when he rolls her Vanan.
No, don't make me roll. Don't make me roll.
Okay, that being said, a couple of quick announcements. Tomorrow is episode 2 of my homebrew campaign, which is very exciting. I almost killed the party at level 1 last time. I definitely 100% actually killed one of the party, but then we kind of retconned that because one of the players didn't realize that healing somebody resets death saving throws. Yes. So 2 failed death saves followed by 4 failed death saves means you die. So, but that 2d4 plus 2 healing potion, that makes a big difference. Sturges, man, a bunch of nasty mosquitoes killing potentially legendary heroes right out the gate.
Yeah, screw Sturges.
Anyway, so that's tomorrow. See what happens in the aftermath of actual character death. It's also, fun fact, the second time I've killed Jake in the opening game of a homebrew campaign. I totally actually killed him twice in 2 homebrew campaigns, 2 long-running games, and then I let, for narrative purposes, someone else with shocking grasp defibrillate him back to life. So everything's fine. That being said, this Friday night, I talked about it a little bit, I'm going to be involved in the Dungeons and Dragons World Series. I wish I had more information for you, but I don't really. And neither does Celeste, who's in the chat. So, Celeste, if you have more information, tell the people, because, I don't know, we're playing me stage, Celeste, and somebody else whose name escapes me, and I feel bad. But we're playing this Friday and the following Friday. I think it's at like 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern for 3 hours. Yeah, so it's Grant Ellis and Askren, a.k.a. Exploding Dice. They are running this show. I believe it's actually on the Exploding Dice Twitch channel is where it will be housed.
Hype, hype!
So we will be... Oh, Grant is there, so now I feel like a jerk because I realize that he's there. So hi, Grant. Also, that guy's great, that Grant Ellis guy.
Love him.
But anyway, yes, we will be involved in that. So it's very exciting. That'll be, again, the next 2 weekends. And then on the 24th, not to get too ahead of myself, at some point in the afternoonish, because time hasn't been narrowed down, I believe it's going to be run here on my channel. Lex from Dank Dungeons is going to be DMing a game for me.
Who's that?
For Jordan from Forgotten Realms Explained and like a handful of other people. We're going to be running through a Dungeon Crawl Classic.
Are you super zoomed in on my face?
Yes. People want to know when you're sleeping.
Yeah. We're going to get 8 days sleep.
I haven't fallen asleep for like 3 seconds.
I mean, not for any extended, not for any extended period of time, but I feel like
it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while since you were like out.
Well, maybe I'll just fall asleep this time.
I mean, everybody's expecting it, so.
Well, God, just shut up.
Anyway.
Actually, it'll probably be me tonight, in all honesty, gang.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We're just it's gonna be an interesting night tonight.
It's gonna be fantastic. We're gonna make it.
Okay. Well, so that is some announcements to get out of the way for now. We'll get announcements from everybody else here if there's anything towards the end of the session. So, let us recap what happened last time. So, having left Feathergale Spire, our party is known for their expert plans. So, they try to go to the Sacred Stone Monastery and say, well, last time they just invited us in for dinner. Maybe it'll be the same time this go round. I think a reasonable assumption. but I feel like you did kind of profile that all cultists have a very welcoming policy, and that's not always the case, apparently.
They were meanie pants.
Yes, they were very mean. The internet seemed to love the gate guard, but you guys didn't.
Well, because
Ozzy...
they're not trying to get in the damn door.
Ozzy tried to suggest them. They were stalwart of will and did not fall for it. So they sent Igni in alone to do some stealth.
No, Igni sent Igni.
That's true. That is true.
I said stay there. That went well though. I snuck through. Nobody knew.
Yeah, you did. You saw a bunch of really interesting stuff. Grant, thank you for coming out. I will tell you that even if you are playing Prince of the Apocalypse, the way we play is probably not going to be the way you play. But it would be an interesting thing to see the comparisons between the two. So she did some scouting, saw some stuff with her. Actually, she walked right in, not even really stealthing, walked right in wearing the gargoyle mask and the garb of the monks that stay in the monastery. They decided to wait for cover of darkness to sneak in at night when they were assaulted by gargoyles in the garden.
Right.
And then they made their way inside, trying to find a place. They found a locked room, magically locked. And everybody was like, don't go in there. And Igni was like, well...
Just let me try.
You don't magically lock something if there's nothing valuable inside it.
That is logic.
There is truth behind that.
So, upon entering, what did they find but a arcanist that they quickly were to surmise was indeed a lich of apparently some renown, as Lilith was starstruck that this was Renwick Caradun, the brother of Samalar Caradun, the founder of the Knights of Samalar, named after him. And he had a discussion with the party a little bit about who he was, why he was there, and then also invited Ozzy to rummage through basically his throwaway things and said, you can have whatever you want from here. He also gifted Lilith a necklace that was basically a quarter of a 4-piece necklace that sort of had some sort of rocky crystalline pieces on it.
Right.
And that also bumped her constitution up to 19, which was pretty exciting. And that's pretty much... They left off... What the hell is Davis doing?
It doesn't matter. Sometimes you just gotta let him do his thing.
Just like strutting around.
I actually imagine that Vanan does these kinds of things when we're out of it. He just...
This is what's happening while you guys are having the
what's
conversation with the
happening.
Lich.
Yeah.
He's like around
That's what he's been doing this whole time.
I'm gonna open... Sorry, guys, this is a little crinkly. I have a cookie. Here, I have a whole bunch of cookies, actually, because we had my son's first birthday party.
Doll.
Was yesterday, and the theme was Dragons Love Tacos after the amazing book that you all should read. But my wife made some cookies. So we got taco cookies and dragon cookies.
I was gonna be way more impressed if you said you made tacos that look like dragons.
That would be impressive.
Wow.
No, cookies that look like dragons and cookies that look like tacos.
That's more practical.
He's still looking for whatever it is.
I think he's looking for his sanity. Okay, there you go.
I found it.
Wow.
All right.
Davis, my man, you good?
Yeah, I was looking for my... I was looking for my phone.
Was it? Never mind. It's fine.
Was it
anyway.
on the ceiling?
Yeah. So, the most important part being that Renwick Caradun has a very distinct voice, which we're going to get into tonight as you guys are still in the room with him. So, that's where we left off. What did you guys want to do? You have successfully entered. It is nighttime, which I have to remember because that alters the placement of everybody in the tomb. Or in a tomb, in the, I'm thinking Tomb of Annihilation, which hopefully it doesn't turn into that. Everyone within the monastery. So, what would you guys like to do?
Well, he asked us to leave last time. If I remember correctly, he was like, "Get out."
I don't feel like
He didn't say
I
get
feel like
out. He was researching stuff.
He was
and
researching stuff,
letting
and-
That's
us
right.
fuck
That's
around.
right. He stopped. You're right. He stopped giving us any kind of attention whatsoever. So Iggy's
I mean,
like,
you guys were. He just gave you stuff, and everybody's like, and I think Lilith said, "Can I come back and visit you?" And he was like, "That'd be great."
yeah, there were like high fives passed.
Yeah,
It was
but
cordial.
he's still in the room. I mean, if you want to ask questions of him, he's still there. If you have questions, because you guys didn't really. It was basically like, "Oh shit, a lich! Oh shit, we know who this guy is." And that was pretty
Okay,
much
it's not so
it.
bad.
And it wasn't. We didn't. You didn't. I don't think you actually asked him anything.
Yeah, we did. We got a lot of information. He told us that this was the Black Earth cult, and they were like Earth Elemental worshippers, and that there was a Mandusa somewhere.
Yeah,
But he couldn't tell us
Mandusa.
where they keep the Mandusa. That there just is one.
Yes, Iggy
and
did
there
ask
was-
the famous line, "Where would you keep your
Where would you
Mandusa?"
keep Mr. Lich? Where would you keep your Mandusa? Helen Ray
Yep.
is like the leader of the cult
Mhm.
like army, or these earthen elemental cult people, and then there was like there was something else. The Mandusa had a name, didn't he?
Yes.
Marlos.
Marlos, that's correct.
Marlos.
Unrail, I believe is his
Ernrail.
name. Ernrail. That sounds
Ern-
right. Unrail. I don't know how you
Ernrail.
pronounce it.
No, it was the Helen Ray.
Helen Ray. Anyway, so because you know what, I will just give you some information in the guise of Christopher Walken, Lich, Renwick, Cara Dune, to make my life easier. How about that?
Okay.
So, as you guys are looking about where to go, because you do have the map of the lower level, basically just the
Right.
skeleton of the lower level, and you know what you've seen, basically from Igny's description. So he will tell you. Actually, as you guys are standing there, you notice he stops looking at his book, and he kind of has like a acquisitive look, and you see his eyes. While they are fairly dull, they sort of roll back into his head, and they go kind of a foggy, cloudy white, and he mumbles something under his breath that you're not really able to pick up. And then his eyesight returns to normal, and he looks at the four of you, and he says, "Just so you know, I told my zombies don't attack you. Zombies downstairs, the mine, they protect the tomb. You can go in, they won't not attack you."
Oh,
That is very kind.
thank you.
Yes.
He says, "Also, he looks at Ozzy, he goes, you like books and scrolls. There's a scriptorium, like over there." And he points it's a wall, right? But he's like, it's like towards the front of the place. Scriptorium, lots of information. Not really my thing, but the stuff.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. I would like to go to that room. Yes.
Let me just see if he's got anything else.
We are currently, I don't know how you say, trespassing upon this cult's space. Let's take care of cult, and then we visit
Yes.
Scriptorium.
Actually, that's a question I had. Are they more active at night than they are during the day?
He goes, "Well, Celeste at Gen Con, if you want me to record your voicemail as a Christopher Walken Lich, I will do that because we're buddies. But everybody else will have to pay. If you're there and I can physically touch your phone and record it, I'll absolutely do it. But
You have to be in the room the one time, and that's it.
Yep, that's it. He says the monks, they very devout and they meditate. It's very quiet during the day. It's great for research. He goes, but at night they sleep mostly at night. Because they have some dwarves, they go around and check on stuff at night. The Durga dwarves downstairs mostly. But they're around.
Do you know how many?
He goes, I don't really leave. I've seen at least 3 together. They were like, what's going on here? I was like, get out. I'm reading. And then they left.
Did somebody just say dwarf?
Durgar dwarves, yes.
Durgar.
And he goes, there's also a guy, his name is Cabo.
Cabo?
Cabo with an R, because I can't.
Cabo.
Oh, Cabo.
It's actually Qarbo, which I could
Oh my
never.
God. I would never have gotten
Yeah,
that.
no. He goes, he's a guy. He's like Helen Rise #1. I guess if she's #1, he's #2. Whatever. He works for her.
God. You're killing me.
Oh.
Oh. Okay. Igni pulls them both in really close, like a huddle, and she says, all four of us into a huddle, and she says, I think we need to go. He creeped me out. He gives way too much information for free, and we still have no idea what we are doing here. We just got indoor.
I think he's a pretty cool guy.
I did not say he was not cool guy.
I think
I just said he
kinda
creeped
sounded
me
like-
out.
I mean, that
He
kinda
is-
sounds like.
Last
if
time I
you're
checked,
not
he
a
was
cool guy.
glitch.
I mean, liches can be cool. What are you, liches?
Let's just
You lichist.
Oh my god! I did not realize I was friends with someone who could be so. I don't know.
Says the guy who almost shit his pants when he heard dwarves.
I mean, I would say that it is kind of terrifying, but at the same time, Lilith seems to trust him, so I'm more bound to trust him.
Oh, I trust what he has to say. I'm just trying to figure out why he say it.
I mean, I trust anyone who could kill me in like with 2 seconds and chooses not to. That seems. I don't know.
I mean,
He can like snap his fingers and kill me if he wanted to, but he's not. So
well,
I feel
so
like
could I, but
he couldn't snap. His fingers and kill me.
So what? We're going to stand here and talk to Lich all night? Lich party? I'm game
Also,
for
I
that.
mean, we should possibly make our way.
You know what we need?
Yes,
No,
down.
let's spend the entire
A
session.
plan.
Oh no.
We need a plan.
Okay.
We don't have one.
What if we leave this room?
That's
No,
a good start.
That's a
That's
good
start.
plan.
That's a great start.
You said
And
it
then we
was
go from-
daylight? Or it was nighttime, you said, Ted.
Mm-hmm.
Night.
It is night. Oh, they are sleeping, so says the Lich.
Well, there's the guards that are currently surveying, so we have to keep an eye on them.
Oh, well, I have mask and robes, which I might actually am I currently wearing them? I think so.
Yeah.
So we have used prisoner scheme before. It worked nice. We don't have any more. We could go steal another mask and robes, so we can walk around freely.
Hmm.
I mean, if only the guards are the ones walking around, I feel like we might stand out. I feel like it would only cause like, maybe not. It might be useful. Let's. play
What
by ear.
if?
So do we just go wandering? Let us wander cultist castle. It'd be fine.
Yeah, we're just
Go
killing anybody who comes our way.
monastery filled with
Hey, Lich.
orbs.
I'm gonna ask the Lich. I'm gonna ask the Lich if it's okay if we kill all these people around us.
He
Oh
goes,
yes,
As long as get to doing research, go crazy.
All right, you can turn them into zombies.
we have the blessing of the great Lich. if he say it, I say let's do it.
He goes, you guys okay? He goes, as long as you're like relatively quiet, you can stay here and rest, because they're not gonna bother you here. He goes, also my bedroom is across the hall. Don't go through my stuff.
Mr. Lich, are you asking for sleepover?
He goes, it's been a while.
We can stay the night with the Lich. I am cool with this. He says he has bedroom. We cuddle puddle.
I mean, in any other circumstance, I'd be terrified, but I seem to be okay with the stitch.
Look, would a Lich ask you to stay the night?
He goes, don't feel obligated.
Mr. Lich, I have been propositioned by many in my life. Never Lich. I will stay night.
before you guys truly stay the night, did you want to stay the full night, as in it will be morning when you in 8 hours, or did you guys? He's giving you the opportunity to rest here. You guys came in after dark. I don't know how late you came in. We never really discussed that. We said after dark. Was that like 8 p.m. or was that like 2 o'clock in the morning? I don't know.
I think it would be like 8 or 9.
Yeah, I mean, probably as soon as the sun went down.
Okay, so you could feasibly stay through the night and it still be dark outside.
Right.
Okay, well, you tell me. If you guys want to take a long rest, you can. If you want to just take a short rest. I don't know if anybody got dinged up.
Well, we rested up the entire day, basically.
Yeah.
Right, okay, that's fine. I just wanted to give you the option, because I don't feel like everybody used a lot of resources to the point where you need it. But,
I mean,
I think...
3 spell slots and some of my wand of magic missiles.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I leave it up to you guys. I mean, you guys can take a short rest if you want. If you want, you're obviously do not feel obligated to do so. The offer is there if you need it.
I do need to pull open. He wouldn't have anything of use. I don't want to say value, but of use to our mission in his bedroom, would he? His shit.
You just told us not to look through his stuff.
I don't think that's what he said.
I mean, he said, "Don't go through my stuff."
That's not what he said.
Yeah,
he goes.
You just said that.
I forgot as she digs through his drawers.
So you go across the hall to the door across the hall, open that door, and go through it.
I mean, if we're staying.
No.
Are we staying?
I mean, it's up to you guys. You guys can.
I see it as we spent the whole night staking out so that we could infiltrate during the nighttime.
The night, that was my thought too.
So, I mean, we can use his offer as a short rest if we need a place to short rest. If we need to while we're down here. So that's
it's like a cottage. It's like we're in a dungeon.
I did take a little bit of damage. Yeah, I did take some damage from the gargoyles coming in.
So you want to do a short rest right now?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, let's do a short rest.
Okay.
Short rest, Ted.
Okay, you guys.
Arcane recovery.
Yep, you can use your arcane recovery. Anybody that needs to roll hit dice can do so. I think Vanan pretty much didn't really mess with much.
Nope, I've got all my resources.
And then I don't remember if Lilith. I don't think Lilith used her smite at all.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I'm just gonna roll 1 hit die for her and say that she took some damage because I don't really think she took much.
Okie dokie.
And we're gonna say that is 9 HP back, so she's down a hit die.
So, what is plan, gentlemen? Are we going to just... I mean, I've been here, done this once. Came in during the day. They were... What were they doing? They were meditating in giant room with altar. Oh, and there was stairs down. Lots of stairs down.
Well, I think that visiting the scriptorium might be helpful. We might be able to get more information at exactly what is happening here.
So that's back at front, he said?
Yes.
Yeah, near the front.
Okay, where are we?
Potentially procuring some more outfits might be beneficial if we wish to sneak around.
I had the same thought, though everyone's going to be asleep. Or if they only have 1 set of robe, Lord knows we're going to leave somebody out in the cold.
Well, they may have spares somewhere if we look hard enough.
Take me to the spare robe
There's
closet.
new initiates. That's new initiates. They have robes for new initiates. We might be
That's
able to
true.
find a
This
closet.
is true. Yes, it would be very helpful if we could get robes and mask.
Okay. So, I'm assuming you guys short rest, get your healing, get your spell slot for 2 back. 2, I guess, at this point, or 1 second level. And then you guys are gonna head out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where the hell we're going.
So basically, you know that there's the door that was currently under the arcane lock that leads out to the garden. There's one door in his room that leads to his bedroom, and then there's the other door that you guys came in.
He's in M16, correct?
Yes, M17, which you don't know, is
It's
directly
probably
south.
bedroom.
Is directly south of that. That is his.
Yep.
That's his bedroom.
I suspect we'll probably rest up and take the short rest.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I do know if there was a room to our right as we came down the hallway. We have not checked.
You did hear bubbling from one room when you first came in from the garden.
Yes.
And that was that room.
Like what kind of bubbling? Like
Just like not like heavy, like alchemist, like
Okay.
like the occasional like but very infrequent. Enough that you heard it, but
So okay. Whoops. Yes, I mean all we can do is I say we move. We're better at the night. We should be careful of these dwarves. Uh he says that they walk this top floor.
He said specifically that he saw them and he knows they're more downstairs, but they could be up here.
Okay, here's what I do. I go out in mask and robe to scope. I scout for us and make sure they are not coming, and then we can move in silence.
That sounds like a good idea.
Are we wanting to
Vanan agrees.
go down?
Let's go down. Let us go down.
Why don't you
Let us go
see
down the stairs.
see the top floor first? See if there's anything up here that we can perhaps all use. If we find more robes up
Right.
here, then we can all sneak down.
Well,
together.
I've walked part of it already. I know how to get to altar, but I do not know where this scriptorium is. I did not find these rooms.
There's a large section of the top floor that you have not seen. There are a lot of doors. You just saw doors and walked past because you basically went in straight and then went
Right.
out the garden.
Went out the garden, yeah.
There were several, basically the entire west half of the building you've never been in.
Yeah.
And haven't seen. You've seen doors, but you haven't gone into those rooms. And you saw, and there's actually still, a handful of rooms kind of in this eastern quadrant that
That
you
we haven't
also
seen.
haven't seen.
Yeah. All the blacked out areas,
Should
Yeah.
we play open door game? Can we just peek?
potentially. That
You
might
can
work.
certainly
Let's
try.
do it.
Let's
Let's
go
go
door
do
by
that.
door. I'm gonna peek in silently on every door that we pass.
Okay, so you're going to come out of the one room, and you recognize that basically straight to the south is a door that leads outside. You saw this from the outside.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, right. Yeah.
And then there is sort of a square-looking room that has two doors. Did you want to check in that? That's kind of immediately when if you're walking out of that room, it's kind of to the right.
I see that one. Yeah, that I would like to check that one.
Okay, go ahead and make me a stealth check.
Hey! I can do this. With a dirty 20.
Okay. Yeah, you can peer inside. And if I want to do this early, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Okay. So as you get close, you hear what sounds like metal on metal contact from inside, which doesn't really resonate with you, as these are supposed to be monks, right? And you've seen them; they're mostly like ascetic type monks. The ones that let you in were like, bandaged kung fu style, D&D monks.
Hand, yeah, they don't use weapons.
Hand wraps, maybe staves, but staves, I guess. But so as you peek in, I'll tell you if something happens. Hang on.
Oh.
Oh, hang on. Let's go this way. How good are these guys at perception? Oh, they're in here somewhere. I really hate the layout of this book. That they lay out all of the things in the back of the book by element, not by alphabet.
Oh, that's not helpful.
No.
No.
So, these guys are actually
I
pretty...
mean, it's a cool idea in theory, I guess.
Yeah, but it's not in practicality.
yeah, when I'm trying to actually fucking use it.
Oh, that makes little to no sense. Okay, yeah, so you actually... Alright. So as you peek open the door, right? What were you wearing?
The robes and the mask.
The robes and the mask? Okay. So you see 2, 3, 4 guys in this room. They are wearing oh, thank you, Askren, for the host, by the way. You see 4 guys wearing that similar stony armor
Oh, okay.
that you saw. One of them seems to be wearing, and they're basically sparring with swords. Practice fighting with swords. One of the guys seems to be less martial than the others. 3 of these guys are clearly fighters. They wear swords at their hips, and the one guy, he has basically like a mace, but he is in splint mail. Actually, no, I lied. They're all in plate mail. My mistake. But
So they are or are not in this rock armor?
they are in this rock armor. They are
They
in
are.
rock plate mail. However,
Okay.
something that's striking is the guy who clearly seems to be observing, walking around, the one who you would guesstimate is in charge. His armor, rather than the guy who got away from you guys in Red Larch, who just had generic brown stone armor, his armor is striated white and black rock, with flecks. Igni, your roguish eye catches as little flecks of garnet all throughout the armor. Red flecks throughout the striated black and white. You see the other two, the one has basically the kind of points and things that you saw on the other guy in Red Larch. Again, to give you a frame of reference, this is the generic guy.
Mm-hmm.
So see all those points and kind of crystalline pieces? One person, they are all a bluish purple, which I'm just going to say that as a rogue, knowing gemstones, you'll be able to... This is... they are like ornamented tanzanite pieces. Another one, it's that, but it's green. So, and this is... this would be malachite, right? Pieces. And the last one, the light catches, and it's very... And this is... They're more darker armor, right? Not brown. They're like... The colors are very complementary, so they're darker kind of blacks to go with the blues and the purples. And the last one has a... almost like... It's like a silver-ish rock, but all of the pieces, as the light catches it from the torches that are in this room, as they all are just humans, they need the torchlight. It reflects, and it has a sort of refractory luminescence, and you would know this to be moonstone or labradorite or whatever you want to call it, this kind of very cool, shiny, iridescent metal. And what strikes you more than the fact of this unique, resplendent gem armor is the fact that you've seen these four guys before. These four guys were the ones who beat you into an inch of your life and left you for dead on the road. And they kind of, as they stop when they hear the door open, and they say, "Hey, what are you doing here? You're supposed to all be asleep."
I tried to disguise my voice a little bit, and I say, just last minute checks before bed.
Make me a deception check.
Yes. With a 21.
Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, and they were just like, "All right, well,
Yeah, new protocol. Before bed, checking.
whatever."
I close the door.
Damn monks, and then they continue sparring.
Igni turns back to them and goes, "I want to rip his throat out with my bare hands and eat it while you're still beating. Oh, they are the guys that left me for dead by side of road. They have shiny fucking armor and spikes and gemstones and shit." Shh.
In the hallway, right outside the door.
They have, the rock armor,
Igni.
Yes.
How many?
Oh, there are 4.
Yep.
4 total? Or just...
4 in room total.
Okay.
But they are heavily armored. But I want to kill them. How do we do that? If Lilith was here, she would bandam that door down with me, and we could go.
Oh yeah, she would immediately just...
I mean, she will, yeah, because she's here, but not really here. She'll draw her sword and pull up her shield and be like ready to go. Like,
I know. She says,
it sounds like you need justice.
Yeah.
Justice.
All right.
Yeah, I've decided that when I play Lilith, she's like, "Igni, they did you a serious disservice. We must bring them to justice."
It was right or wrong. Yes.
All right, guys. If we do this, we need to come up with... So I feel like if we do this, we should burst in, take them by surprise, and kill whichever one looks strongest first.
I don't foresee that happening. There are many of them. They are large and big, and last time we tried to fight them, they left me for dead by side of road.
But to that point, you guys all weren't together. That was just you.
Yeah.
And they-
Sometimes. vibes.
And I was asleep for the last time we saw one of these guys.
Damn it, Vanan! If you had not been asleep, we...
Do you remember that? I think I got one shot in where it was
I
just
think
like,
you
what's
did.
going on? We're fighting someone?
I'm just saying, is it... The fire inside me says, kill them. The logic in my brain says, not good idea.
Let's see. How can we do this?
Ozzy, what spells do you have?
I have Mage Armor, Magic Missile, Sleep, Shield, Featherfall, Ice Knife, Misty Step, Againazar Scorcher, and Suggestion.
If you roll really well for sleep, sorry,
I could
do you-
potentially
do you-
get one.
Oh, I have
You sleep
idea.
everywhere?
I have a question, Great DM. Did it seem like they were chatting about things? Or were they all just fighting? It was like silence and it was just fighting.
I mean, there
Like-
was a little bit of banter. I mean, a little bit that
Okay.
you came in, but you came in. They pretty much saw you when you tried to open the door.
Right, but I mean, I didn't come in and like interrupt a conversation. Or
No,
something.
no, they seem to be you. I mean, from what you heard so far, the monks. I guess I'm sorry, I didn't describe this. This is my mistake. This is a dojo. This room that you came into is
Oh.
my mistake. I'm sorry. It is a dojo. It seems to be a martial arts dojo.
That they were using weapons in.
That they are using weapons, and you know that it's meditation or training for the monks during the day, and the monks sleep at night.
And then they repurpose it in the evenings.
It would be your assumption.
Okay. What is that, burrito?
Hmm?
What do you have in... I don't care.
Where did you get the burrito?
I don't know. It looks so good.
You think this is a burrito?
People need dramatic examples to shake them out of apathy, and I can't do that as Lilith. As a woman, I'm flesh and blood. I can be ignored. I can be destroyed. But as a symbol, and she points her sword up and like hits the symbol of Tyr on her shield,
Oh, God.
I can be incorruptible. I can be everlasting. She's very pontificating at the, I guess, whatever the... I'm sorry.
I
I
guess...
literally expect to walk in the room, this guy be like, "You are only born by the darkness."
I'm whatever
guess-
I'm whatever Faerun needs me to be.
Brilliant.
I am just trying to decide, is it worth us using all of our energy to fight these four fuckers, or is it better for us to find fucking flight of stairs downstairs to go deal with other fuckers?
Well, if you think about it, if we go downstairs and we start a fight, if these guys upstairs at any point heard it, or we're like, maybe we should go downstairs and see what's going on, we might have to fight whatever's downstairs and these guys.
I mean, the other issue is that we don't really know what's going on here. We
Yeah.
just
Can I
assume
lock
that
the
there
door
are
with them in it?
bad
I
things.
mean, the lock would be on the inside. You could potentially do that, although that may make noise. Obviously, trying to basically jam something in the door.
What do you think, Ozzy? Can we do something magical here to make the door stay shut to lock them in?
Yeah, wait, okay, Ozzy, what are your spells again?
Igni, how strong is your desire for justice?
Well, okay, here's another thing.
I
is that
slit
we
man's
could-
throat when I was just child.
So
I know
strong.
just all too well. Okay, you know what? Everybody feeling saucy? Who wants Monday night sauce? Let's do it. Let's do it. I say we go in.
Great. She kicks the door
Guns
open.
blazing, yeah, guns blazing. Let's fuck their day up.
Okay.
I
That
was like, my
wait,
God.
that is that's a 15. So she kicks the door open. Everybody clearly notices you're there, so go ahead and roll for initiative.
14.
All right. I'm sorry, Brittany. I'm sorry, everybody
No, you're
here.
not.
But I love this. Is this is
25.
how I. Oh wow! All right, Vanan.
25.
Whoa! Holy shit! All right,
Natural
guys.
20.
Nice.
Well, you guys were clearly rip-raring to go.
They kind of saw Igni's sitting there like contemplating, and they're seeing like Lilith like fume and get ready to kick the door, and they're like, "Oh shit, we better get ready. This is going down right now."
Immediately prep a spell.
What did you have, Igni?
14.
14. Oh wow, she got Let me pull up her character sheet real quick. All right, let's get Lilith here.
I started some really fucking tasty cake.
Oh, is that what you were eating? Was cake?
Apple cake. A friend of mine made it.
Oh, that sounds so good.
It's amazing.
Oh, it's amazing.
So she got a 16. And the bad guys got. Bad guys got an 18.
Oh, bad guys.
So, Vanan or Ozzy, whoever wants to. I think probably. I'm gonna guess Vanan's probably got a better dex. So, it's your move, good sir. If you want to wait and let Ozzy take the first move on this, you can.
You can go first.
What? Who's the guy with who is what? Describe the guys to me. Describe
Sure.
the guys to
There
me.
are.
I mean, I know what they are. You can just say that Vanan knows.
Yeah, that's fine. There are 4 guys. They are all wearing this plate mail armor. They do not have shields. They are all wielding what looks to be long swords. They're and they're wielding them two-handed mostly. And they don't seem to have really anything else too crazy about them, other than the fantastical sort of nature of this armor. So most of the armor is like a solid color with ornamental sort of crystalline like spikes and features, whereas the guy that you are assuming is the main guy, his entire armor is this black and white striated rock with flecks of red garnets throughout, and the ornamental pieces are also red garnet. So
did we learn what his stone is? Like, you gave us the other ones, like there was a malachite and
this would be, I mean, I get, yeah, sure. This is, it's not, I mean, the garnet is garnet, but the rock itself would be, I don't know how much geology Igni does, but I'll just tell you, this is a rock known as garnet gneiss. That's Gneiss.
So
he seems to be a little bit bulkier. His armor is a little bit more resplendent. He seems to be the
Does
lead
it
guy.
look rare?
I mean, all of these look rare to the point where, for one, they're plate mail, so that right there in and of itself is expensive, and they're plate mail crafted from stone with gemstone ornaments. So these are all, they're gonna be worth something to somebody.
I will pluck them from your fucking dead bodies.
I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark on the dude.
Okay, sure.
And then I'm gonna prepare an attack action on him.
Okay.
The dude with the garnets.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna look at Ozzy, and the trigger for the attack is Ozzy casting it.
Gotcha. Making use of Colossus Slayer, I take it.
Yeah.
Good call. All right.
Well, I mean, it's like for some reason I wasn't doing this session, but it's like I don't know. It's the best way to do it. I feel like.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely. If you can find a way to damage everybody, you're just that much better as a hunter ranger. So that is a great call. All right. So he is hunter's marked. Ozzy, it is your turn.
So how are they all standing in the room? Are they in a square? Are they in a line? What are they doing?
Basically, they're sort of in a line, right? The room you can see on the map with, again, sorry, Internet, we might do a Roll20 in the future just so we can have maps for you guys. I'm not really sure. But either way, it's about a 20-foot by 20-foot, let's say, square room, maybe a little bit bigger than that. And you guys are at the door, and they're sort of at the far end. And you can see on the wall there are, like, tapestries, and there are your typical wooden training dummies for martial arts, and there's a weapon rack that's got you see like a staff and like a glaive, and there's a couple of like throwing stars and sais, whatever ninja type weapons. These 2 guys are up towards the front. 2 of the guys are basically Tanzanite and Malachite, we'll call them. They are they're next to each other as if they turned and were facing off. And then on the kind of the outsides of them to the right and left, sort of seemingly observing, were Gneiss and Moonstone.
Okay. So...
Are their faces and heads exposed?
No, it is basically
They've got the helmet on.
like that. Yeah. There basically, though, if you look again at this image, his mouth is exposed. like it just goes down like this, and this part from below the nose to the chin is exposed to the open air.
Okay. So with a 5-foot wide, 30-foot long line, how many could I hit?
5. If you were to get in the room and get next to them, you could get all 3, but you'd have to move into the room, cross the room, and then get like up against the wall and then go. You could get get all.
But would
4.
I be within their reach?
Yes, and if not, you'd be in it relatively quickly once they move. This room, they could get to you from where you are.
Could they get through Lilith? Lilith is in front, right?
Yeah, she is basically, I'm going to say at this point, because of the way I described the combat, she is basically in the door frame.
Okay.
Because she kicked in the door, maybe took a step or 2 in, but for at least, again, they don't seem to have any ranged weapons, but if they did, you guys would pretty much have paladin-sized cover from the door.
And they can't get past her without taking attacks of opportunity.
Oh, definitely not. They can't even. They technically couldn't cross through her space because she's the way her body is. She's blocking the door.
Okay.
So basically, at the moment, when they go, they're basically all 4 going on Lilith because they can't get over her to get to you guys.
So, can I assume that there's 3 of them that are within 5 feet of each other?
Yeah, that's reasonable. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna cast Ice Knife then.
Okay, sure.
I'm gonna throw it at one in the middle. So I'll roll
Okay, so go ahead and roll an attack. Again, they're wearing plate, so keep that in mind. But the explosion happens regardless.
That's a 25.
That'll do it. Yeah. So go ahead and roll me. What is it? 2d10.
That's 1d10 for the initial hit.
Okay.
So that's gonna be 4 piercing damage.
Alrighty.
And then all 3 of them have to make dexterity saving throws.
Cool. So this will not hit the main guy, we'll say. The big guy. But what's your save?
It says the target and each creature within 5 feet of the point where the ice exploded must make a dexterity saving throw.
Gotcha. Okay, so what is your save?
My save is a 15.
Okay. So would you have wanted to target... Basically, to the right you hit the other 3 guys. To the left you hit the big guy and 2 of the little guys. How do you...
I want to get the big guy in there too.
Okay, so he fails... One of the little guys makes his save, and the other guy fails. So go ahead and roll the damage.
It's going to be another 4 ice damage.
4 ice damage.
4 cold.
Cold, gotcha. So, alright. So, Vanan, the spell went off. The guy you have Hunter's Mark did just take damage.
Okay, so I'll roll for my attack, which I do have initiative on because they have not yet
Gone in combat. Yeah, you do have... Yeah, go ahead and roll with advantage.
So... That is a 15, so it's a 24.
All right,
and a 20.
Natural?
So 29.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh shit! All right, hang on. Let me go.
Give me the card.
Let me go get the cards. Hang on.
Card.
You are ready for this today.
Crits, baby!
Boom, boom. Oh, boom. Hype. Hype.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ.
All right, we are animated tonight.
Oh my god.
Hello.
Not even out of breath.
I got a little carried away there. Crits are hype.
So this is going to be basically a standard crit, so this is going to deal double damage.
Okay. Does that apply to all of my damages?
Oh, yes.
All the dice.
All of the dice.
So, first damage is 3 plus 1, so 4 plus 8 is 11.
12 times 2. 24.
24
times 2.
Well, hang on.
24.
So let me. So that was a D8 for the. So let me ask you guys this, because this is a preference thing. So, and we can switch it up by person. Do you prefer to roll extra dice or just double the number on the die?
I like to roll extra dice.
That's fine. If you want to do that, I'm going to give you guys the prerogative. Doubling is a little bit quicker, but a fistful of dice is always fun. So, all right. So you should be... How many dice did you roll?
I just rolled 3, so I got to roll 3 more.
So that was 3d8s you rolled?
2d8s, 1d6.
Right, yeah. So you're going to roll a total of 4 d8s and 2 d6.
So roll what you just rolled again.
Yes. So that's 12 Plus another 8, so 20.
20.
Plus 3, so 23. Plus 4, so 27.
Plus your modifier.
My modifier is
a 5, right?
It is plus 5.
So
32 damage.
32
Damn.
damage. Wow.
That went all right.
So
that was pretty cool. As an intro attack, now I think I just used all of my luck, and so I'm just gonna roll ones for the rest of the game.
That's okay. You do, I mean, you see and you manage to get underneath that part, like, and you go right, like, it's through his chin, like, and out the back of his neck. He's still alive, but he's gushing blood down the front of, and again, his armor is white and black with little flecks of red, and now it's got like a pool of crimson coming down the front, and you could see he's trying to, because it's in and it's out the back, and it missed most major things, but he's just bleeding out like crazy, and now it's his turn. So
well, first off, I get a move still.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry.
So with the rest of my action, I'm gonna high five Vanan and then caster life myself away from the door.
Yeah, that's fine. Good call. So at this point, he's just like, ah, and he's angry and he's fuming, and he grabs his greatsword with 2 hands, and he's like, come on, and he like stumbles forward because he's running at Lilith, who is basically a shield wall here at the front door. And this is all sorts of tangled. But they can't, let's see, if he was to get up there, only due to the nature of this door, yeah, basically only 2 of them can get to her. Actually, no, this door, 3 of them. 3 of them can get to her because of the way the door is, and one of them just gonna, already, a 2-handed sword attack. So
what oh man, sorry.
Yes.
I'm just thinking of something.
Okay, well, I'm
You
gonna
can
roll
go.
attacks while
You
this
can
is happening.
do your stuff and things.
So
I just lost.
they add what to this? 5 and our AC is 18. Okay. So, the guy with the arrow in his face, he just whiffs entirely. Cannot seem to hit. He's clearly distracted. As he goes to swing overhand, he accidentally, with his inner elbow, hits the arrow that's, like, the fletches that are sticking out of his chin, and, like, it drives the arrow further back out the back of his neck, and he just totally whiffs with the shot. But the other 2 guys, seemingly unfazed by that, do manage to connect, so they are gonna each deal. That is, oh, well, never mind. They all have 2 attacks, so we'll try this again. So that is 9, and that's 17 points from those guys, and then okay. All right, so. He goes for a second swing, and he hits it on as he missed before the back swing of his sword. He hits the arrow point and pushes it back through the front. And as he swings wild, and he actually hits his one ally with his sword instead, and does 11 points of damage to one of the other guys. But the other 2 are also both going to connect against Lilith. So
is she dead?
No, she took tough at level 4, and her constitution just jumped to 19.
Yep.
So
she's got tons of health
from that necklace.
Oh right, I forgot about that.
So that was 11, and 5 was 16. So Lilith is gonna take a total of 33 points of damage.
Whew.
And I don't have the exact numbers in front of me because I think she wanted to roll for health. But either way, she's she's probably in the mid-teens, if not higher than that, for her HP. And then it's her turn. So, she does not have... Does she have spells-wise? Nothing.
She's got Divine Smite.
She does have Divine Smite. So she is going to swing at the big guy in front. Actually, no, because Igni wants him. She's gonna leave him alone. She's gonna go for the guy who just got hit, and she is going to connect with a 19, which breaks their through to their AC. She's got a D8 with this. Oopsie. That is 8 and 6 is 14 points, and she takes down this guy, the one guy that just got hit by his ally with the sword. So she takes him out and continues to maintain her position in the door. She doesn't have anything else that would make sense to use because she's the only one who's been hit. So she does that. Igni, it is your turn.
Okay. Is there anything other than the lower half of their face that's exposed, like the back of their ankles, or their knees, or?
The back of their ankles are actually encased in this stone. It does look like potentially the back of their knees. Looks like there's a little bit of a weakness in the armor there. Also potentially in the elbow joints.
Okay.
As
cool.
well.
All right.
Also, because this is very poorly designed armor, but
is the
also
crotch open?
no, they have basically a
damn it.
cup, but everything around it is. So go ahead and take a look at that crotch plate. Look at that.
That's
So-
not it. That is
Just-
the worst kind of cod piece.
So it's literally a cup, but
Yeah.
everything around it is exposed.
All right, I'm gonna hit an artery. Okay, cool. So what I want to do is actually, since Lilith is in the door,
Mhm.
I'm gonna go through her feet and through the feet. Like I want to slide through
Yeah,
her
sure.
feet and then just either like back of knees or like those thick arteries right there next to your groin.
Go ahead and
Make
make
it
me an acrobatics check at advantage for vengeance.
Vengeance at a 17 for vengeance.
Yeah, that's totally good. Go for it.
All right, 17 for vengeance. All right, first one, a hit at a dirty 20.
That'll do it.
Okay.
So go ahead and before you go too crazy, let's go ahead and
God.
roll your damage. You will have sneak attack. So this is,
Right.
the dagger damage plus 2d6 for your sneak attack. So go ahead and roll all that because Vanan's hit through his mouth. He was not looking too hot. So before you blow both attacks on this guy,
Both attacks on him. Okay.
let's see how you do.
So first attack is for 5. Do it again. So 9. So 13 with no sneak attack.
Okay.
Oh god, I'm sorry, I dropped one. So 7, and I'll roll it twice for crit.
It was
hit
not.
crit?
It wasn't a crit. No.
It wasn't a crit. So
It was
then
just
just
regular.
7 more. So 13, 20.
Okay, that's fine. So yeah, I guess you slid through Lilith's legs. You slid through this guy's legs. Tell me, what was the plan? What did you want to do?
I would like to, as I pass through his legs, I want to take this silent blade and just cram it up through his genitalia artery. As I pull it free, it's blood. You can't leave.
Does it get on you, or have you slid past?
Oh, let it spray all over.
All right, so Iggy slides through Lilith's legs, this guy's leg, and then just silent taint stab this guy, and then just gets sprayed with arterial taint spray
Taint spray.
all over her. And this guy crumples to the floor to the side, at which point you can stand up, still covered in this blood, and still have your offhand attack. There are 2 guys. Actually, no, she killed the one. So there is one guy who had been damaged by Ozzy's ice knife to your right, and then a guy directly in front of you who actually did ready an attack for if anybody came within range. So he is going to attack
Take his
you,
attack.
and that's going to whiff, and his second attack is a natural 1. So he's going to... okay, so fun fact, he swings way the hell wide with this. So wide that you get to make an opportunity attack against this guy right now on top of your bonus action attack.
Yes, I would like to also go for his knees. I'm not even gonna stand up. I'm gonna roll through all the blood on the floor, all but make a fucking blood angel, and I would like to stab him in the back of the
All right,
knees
so that
as
is
well.
2 attack rolls. So
Okay, first attack is a 16.
that is going to ding off of his armor.
Damn.
And then
Okay,
one
the
more.
second one will not hit then.
Okay, so you perhaps it's because you were prone and there's blood in your
my
face. I don't know, but you swing out twice and you just connect with armor. And it's gonna go back to the top of the round to Vanan.
Hello. I guess I'll move my hunter's mark.
There's one guy who's untouched and another guy who has been damaged a little bit by the ice knife.
Damaged guy.
Sure.
Ice knife guy.
Absolutely.
Move it to him.
Sure.
And then I'll make an attack. I'll just make an attack. That's the way that you should go. I'll just make an
That
attack.
sounds reasonable, sure.
All right. Let me think about this for 2 seconds.
Mhm.
Uno, dos. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna attack.
Okay.
Attack. 12 plus 9, 21.
Yeah, you basically peek in around the door over top of Lilith's shoulder and let fly right into this guy, so go ahead
And then
roll
I'm back behind the wall.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll me again. You've got Colossus Slayer and Hunter's Mark, so go ahead and roll all your damage for me.
This is D10. Here's the D8. That's 4.
Mhm.
Plus 4, so 8.
Alright.
Plus 5, 13, right? That's how that math works.
Plus your modifier?
Plus my modifier is plus 5, so that's
18. Got it.
18 total.
Cool. Yeah, so again, you shoot in a very stupidly exposed inner arm. Like,
Cool.
someone with knowledge of armor would know you should probably wear chainmail underneath your plate mail to protect the joints. These guys are like, nah, earth, stone, no metal, even though metal comes from the earth. We're dumb. Ozzy, it's your turn.
Okay, so there was another door to this room, right?
There was. It is kind of to the, I guess, from where you guys are to the right. Basically, 15 feet up on the right.
Can I run over to that door?
Mhm.
And I guess
Because you're out in the hallway. Yeah, you can absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna go to that door. I'm gonna run through, and there. Hold on. I'm just looking at the map we have. Can I get myself in a position where I can line myself up with all 3 of them?
There's only 2 left, so yes.
Or to all the other 2?
Yeah. And because Igni's on the ground, I'll say she won't be at risk.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna get in line with them, and I'm going to summon the arcane, the elemental spectrum.
Yes.
And I'm going to cast a Ganazar Scorcher.
Okay.
But I'm going to cast it as ice.
Okay. Nice.
And I'm going to use my. I'm going to change the DC of it to an intelligence check.
Okay.
And I'm going to explain how I'm going to do it.
Yeah, let me hear it. I'm curious.
So I'm going to try something. Ozzy's going to attempt to do something that he's never done before. He summons the arcane spectrum, and it disappears from his hand. And behind them, it appears on the wall. And ice is going to shoot from the wall behind them.
Okay.
To me, but not hit me.
Okay. All right. I like it. I like it a lot, actually. That's awesome.
What?
So they have to make intelligence saving throws now?
Yes.
Nope. Yeah, they both horribly fail.
Awesome.
Whiff.
So go ahead, and they're like, I can't understand what's happening. Ah! They can't understand how this came from behind.
Okay, that's going to be 10 cold damage.
To each of them, correct? All right, so now everybody has been damaged. And now it is their turn. All right, so Igni is on the ground. So the guy who just hit with the cold damage, he's going to attack Igni with advantage because she's on the ground.
Oh.
And he's going to start with a 14 and then an 8. So he's going to get a 19 to hit.
Hit.
All right, so he's got the 1 hit, and that's just going to do 10 points of slashing damage to you, Igni. I'm sorry. Did I say 10? I meant 8. My bad.
Oh.
Oh, okay, well, that doesn't ever come into effect, really. So that was his move, and the other guy is going to... Ooh. He's going to turn around and swing at Igni, expose his back to Lilith, because I was going to have him go at Ozzy, but Lilith will probably kill him, and he's not totally
Because they like to attack me.
Yeah.
And leave me lying dead on the ground.
Well, he has advantage, so that natural 1 turns into a 19.
Damn.
So that is going to be only 4 points. And
I
then
laugh at them as I smear blood across my face.
yes. All right. Lilith looks at the guy whose back just got turned to her, and she gets she hits his AC, and she is going to slash out with her long sword Lucifer and say, "Justice!" And she cuts this guy across the back, and he falls over to the ground, and he is dead as well. So Igni, it is your turn. There's just a guy standing over top of you. What would you like to do?
Okay, I have a question.
Sure.
Is he still like? If I guess if he had to swing at me, he's kind of. Is he like bent over, or did he stand like straight back up?
What do you want him to do?
I would like to take my legs and wrap him around his neck.
Okay.
Because I'm sure he would like stand up, and then I want to stab him in it.
Okay. Sure. So for the purposes of this, sure, go ahead and make me an athletics check for a grapple.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I guess it's not acrobatics.
As much fun as Hurricane Rana being the exception to the grappling rules.
A 17.
Alright. Oh no, he's got a 11. So yeah, I will let you do this for the sake of justice and vengeance and just very awesome descriptive combat. As a bonus action, you are able to wrap your legs around his neck as he's standing back up, and he kind of recoils from that, bringing you up with him, and then go ahead and make me... I'll count this as technically riding a larger creature, so you can make this attack with advantage. Why not?
Like this.
Well, that's good, because that would be a 23 to hit.
Yeah, go ahead. So roll your d4 for your dagger, and then your 2d6 for sneak attack.
So 8 plus... Oh, that sneak didn't do so much. So 8 plus 3. So 11.
You stab him, and now you're on his... Your
You
crotch
damn
is
straight
in
I
his
am. I want him
face,
to
you're
stare me in the
stabbing him,
eyes.
and he's like... You know, I mean, he doesn't know what's going on, because your crotch is in his face.
That's right.
Vanan, you see this happen. Igni is there, like, stabbing this guy in the neck, while on his shoulders. It's your call. You can transfer your hunter's mark from the guy you just killed if you want.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, you do that.
Vanan is like confused for a second as to how he should proceed, because he's like he grabs an arrow and he's just like, should I just because this would be definitely firing to someone grappling, right?
Yeah, I would I would count this guy as having at least half cover, as half of his body, like half of his vitals are covered by your rogue. I mean, if you were to move into the room and, let's say, go around behind him and shoot at his back, I'd say that would be okay.
Yeah, I'll do that then.
Because, and you have enough room in the room with your movement speed. Where did you go?
Oh no, did we lose him?
Uh-oh.
No. He has fallen asleep again.
He disappears behind him from the game.
Forever.
Hold, please, internet.
Yeah.
While we figure out what's going on. Also, thank you, Celeste. I'm glad Brittany finds my Batman voice hilarious. I try not to Jaeger players too much, as I don't enjoy having that done to me. But the only times I've ever had that done to me is when the DM did it without my choice, while I was still there, telling me what my character would do, and I'm like, you don't know. Newbie
okay.
DMs. But anyway,
I'm getting really annoyed because I can't see the chat on Twitch for some reason.
Oh no!
I think my computer's bugging out.
What was that? Notification still dancing there the whole time? I didn't even.
Yeah,
notice.
it's still been dancing. I noticed it. It's nice.
All right, well, SpongeBob can stay there and dance. Bucky, you might try opening up a window and just going to twitch.tv/nerdimmersion/chat, and it will open just the chat window.
Oh.
So you don't have the actual stream, so it won't bog things down. It's just the chat window. It obviously won't go backwards, but you can, test and see if it works out. So anyway, internet, sorry. There we go.
Ta-da!
There he is.
There he is.
I'm back.
All right,
Okay,
so you
did
can
it.
cycle around to his back. There's obviously more than enough room
Yeah, I'll
with
do
your movement speed. So go ahead and make an attack without cover there.
that. Yeah, I make an attack.
Okay.
I'll do whatever. 11 plus 9.
That's enough. Yeah, 20.
Cool.
So
Wait.
right into his back. Go ahead and roll your damage.
That is 1 and a 2
Oh,
and an 8. So 10 plus 5, 15.
got it. Cool. The arrow goes right through kind of the joint between the, for lack of a better term, butt plate of the armor and the lower back. Because he's like bending around trying to like see what's going on in the room because he can't. He's got drow thighs in his face, so he really
Correct.
can't see what's happening in the room. Ozzy, it is your turn.
I am going to cast sleep on him.
Okay, sure. Again, it will hit everybody else, but it'll hit the person with the least amount of health first.
Oh god.
And both Igni and Vanan are immune. So,
Correct.
go ahead and roll me your 5d8. I'm assuming you're casting it at first.
Ooh, yeah. That's nice. 16, 16, 24. 28.
Yeah, so he falls unconscious and so does Lilith. Justin!
And then I will say, tie him up. We can get information out of him.
No, I want to kill him.
Well, get information first, and then you can kill him.
Wait, did I?
Igni,
wait.
think of it this way: you get to torture him and then kill him.
Yes.
Yeah, so he basically, you're wrapped around him, you are suspended, and he just goes limp, like boneless, to the ground. And for all intents and purposes, you
Can I catch Igni? Can I? Just...
Well, it depends. Igni, what's your move?
Oh,
He's
yeah.
basically falling to
am I
the
still, I'm
ground.
still on his face.
Yeah,
so
he's falling to the
no,
ground.
I'm riding him all the way to the ground.
That is what she said. So yeah, he basically will splay out onto his back, and basically your knees are on either side of his head as his head impacts the ground, and he's unconscious, and you are over top of him. What would you? And
Yes.
then you hear torture and things. So there you go.
Igni says, strip him down. Let's torture him. Tie him to chair. Is there a chair?
There's no chair.
No, tie him to something. Can I
tie
tie
him.
him to one of the mannequins or something?
Yeah,
I want
you
to
could
make
tie
him feel
him
as
to.
vulnerable. Yeah, as vulnerable.
You could
as
tie
possible.
him to.
One of the
martial arts.
dojo.
Yeah, the dojo, like the wooden block.
Yeah,
guns.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
tie
sure.
him to it. Yeah,
And gag him.
sure.
Oh,
no,
so
because he
I
can't talk.
walk over to Lilith and slap her awake.
Justice.
You nailed it.
Yeah. So let's tie him up and interrogate him. I think that's
Okay.
a great idea.
All right, so
Wait,
you.
let's tie him up and gag him and interrogate him later.
No, I am here now.
Well, I mean, like, if we interrogate him and he like yells a lot and it like goes downstairs, we might just suddenly have quite a few unwanted visitors.
I see. So put gag in mouth first. I get you.
Put gag in mouth, tie him up, leave him.
See how it goes.
Yeah.
No, I want to interrogate him now. I want to know
Alright.
everything now.
All right, it's up to you. You're the torturer.
Oh, you can't. Oh, nobody's gonna help me. Okay, cool.
I mean, I'll help you.
All right. Yeah,
Alright.
strip him down. I want him butt ass naked and
He
tied to this
is
thing. Okay.
Butt ass naked and uncomfortably tied to a wooden martial arts dummy.
Might I make the pun exposing the stones?
Absolutely, yes. They are.
Igni's going to take a caltrop in the palm of her hand and just walk over and just dig it into his side and leave it. Leave it.
That wakes him up,
Great. And he's been gagged, right?
and he's like, "Arr!" And he looks down, and he looks at his dead allies, and he looks at his naked, bruised up, cut up body, and his back is sort of arched because the way you tied him to the dummy with, the one post right in the middle of his back. So, like, if he were to stay here, he'd need to see a chiropractor for sure. And he's just tied up, and his eyes are at first very frantic, right? Because this is like, what the hell's going on? He feels the pain of the caltrop in his side. It takes 1 point of damage from the caltrop being dug into his side. And then his eyes he starts to adjust to the light in the room and the scenario going on, and he just is staring at you, Igni. Meanwhile, the entire time, no one knows what's going on because you're wearing a gargoyle mask and robe, so he doesn't know. They don't know it's you.
They don't. Oh, that's right, they don't.
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna pull my dagger out and I'll walk over, and I'll say, I will remove your gag. If you scream, I cut off your genitals. Understand?
And there's like a slight head nod, but it's not like a frantic-y nod. Like, it's like a, all right, sure.
Okay, all right. She pulls the gag out and I say, tell me, what is it you are doing in Monk Monastery? You do not look like any monk I have ever seen.
He looks at you and he looks around at your companions, taking in everyone's faces. And he says, we're all part of the Black Earth cult. We're the guards. They're the Sacred Stone Monastery monks. We all work together. Everything's fine, normally.
You work together for what purpose?
I don't know if I can tell you that.
See?
Well-
Igni grabs a giant handful
Ooh.
and squeezes really hard and says, I say you try that answer again.
You notice there's only one testicle there.
Well, he's about to have no testicles if he is not careful.
And he obviously grimaces in pain. And goes, let's see, let's make a couple rolls here.
But this is not how you saw.
No, I
this
anticipated.
information.
After
Okay, good.
wanton murder of 16-year-old kids, torture was clearly expected.
It was bound to
I'm
happen.
gonna mute myself and appropriately display what Ozzy's doing right now.
Okay. So, he he grimaces and says,
I'm sorry. Did you have something to say? Try again.
And so how close are you when this is happening? And how exactly was he bound? Give me a better idea.
Oh, okay, so if it's one of the like,
yeah, you know, it's exactly what you think it is.
yeah. So I would say none of them are even because that's how they're built. So I would say
Correct.
like we attach like one arm up here and like one arm back here. So he's almost like contorted in his binding,
Okay.
and then his feet around the bottom.
Gotcha. Okay. And he says, and he feels the pain, obviously, of all of this as you've got his junk in your iron drow grip, and he says, he goes, I'd tell you, but the stuff they do to me is way worse than anything you could do.
See, that is funny joke because I disagree.
At which point he rolls a 19 and he just headbutts you in the nose. He will take
do I have to take damage?
you will take 4 points of bludgeoning damage from his headbutt.
Great. I spit my bloody mouth, like saliva, right in his face.
Mhm.
Back at him. I'm like, you do not scare me. You see, you tried to leave me for dead, and I am back here with your junk in my hands. So,
And he's like, I've never seen you before in my life.
oh, really? Because last time I checked, you left me for dead by side of road.
He goes, I never
and
messed.
lift-
Oh, okay.
I lift the mask. And I'm like, do you remember this face, these eyes? Because it will be last thing you ever see.
And he looks at you, and then he there's a knowing glance as he recognizes who you are, and he says, "Oh, it's you.
Oh, yes, it is.
Apparently, you were a little hardier than we thought. I should have finished the job." And he says, "Don't worry, Marlos he'll take care of you." And he
she said,
spits
yeah.
in your face, like he does one of those where like around the blood that's in the lower lip, and he just hacks this big loogie at your face.
That's fine. I take it. like a champ. It's not the worst bodily fluid that's probably running down my face at the moment.
Gonna leave that one where it is. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
just let that one be what it is. And I take the blade and put it up to his throat, and I say, "Tell me, who is it that makes this beautiful armor you are not worthy of wearing?"
And he looks at you and he says, "None of your fucking business."
I say, "Oh, great! I'm gonna reach in my pocket and pull out my lock pick tools, grab a pair of pliers, and begin pulling out his teeth."
Okay, that's fine. So I'm gonna say that after you get about 6 teeth, he just goes unconscious from blood loss.
That is fine. I leave them at his feet. I spit on him one more time and leave him bound.
Okay,
Bleed out.
that's fine.
Okay.
There you go. Wow. Welcome to Princess of the Apocalypse, folks. Brittany's not here. Things change.
She gets dark.
Brittany, aka Chelsea / Ignis, seemingly that we didn't know, potential conscious, keeping her somewhat from being a murderer. Although not so much. I really don't know. This got dark. Here we go. So that happens. What else do you guys do?
I turn around to them and I say, "Well, he was useless anyways."
Oh, while she was doing that, I was looting the bodies with Vanan, probably.
That's fine.
Here's what to say. Can I check out the body with the blue armor?
Yeah, you guys can check it. I will give you guys all, we'll say, because this was a little bit of a back and forth. So, you guys, they don't really, unfortunately, these guys don't actually have much of anything on them. They have the armor seems to be their prized possession, if you will. They have regular old long swords, nothing too crazy. And yeah, I mean, they have basically, like I said, this armor and then just like pretty destroyed common clothes underneath.
What is the armor made out of?
Stone.
Stone.
It is, yes, they are all stone armor. The ornaments are, again, obviously various kinds of gemstones or more ornate things, although they do seem, upon inspection, they do seem to be relatively like either treated or they're the way they're cut, the cleavage planes of the stones are cut in such a way to add increased strength to them to the point where they're not just something that's going to chip and shatter. And then again, the stones that the rest of the plates are made out of are relatively nondescript, more just color to accent the pieces. However, the main guy who had died, his being the most ornate. Overall, I will say that in this process, we're just probably going to go out on a limb and say that Lilith will probably take. And do you have prestidigitation, by the way?
I don't.
Okay. Well, either way, take and potentially clean one of these sets of armor that is plate mail, as that is an increase to her AC.
Oh yeah, no, that shit is expensive too.
Yeah.
And we will let her, Brittany, choose which one she wants.
Yeah.
But we'll say for the rest of tonight that she is rocking that 18 plus 2 from the shield, so that 20 AC, until, and then we'll let her pick which one for aesthetics that she wants.
Does it look like there are any stones that can be like pulled from the armor that are adding like ornateness to it?
I mean, you could definitely, it'll be a little bit of a process, probably with some pliers to do so.
I was gonna say I can make it easier, technically.
You could with your
with my rug. I can make the
rug.
stone into wood, and we can just pop them right out.
So again, for the sakes of letting Brittany choose, we'll say you guys can do that. You
Yeah.
can obviously. I don't think Lilith doesn't strike me as the helmet type anyway. So the stones out of all the helmets shouldn't be an issue.
That's cool. Let's do that.
Yeah.
And
Whatever
then,
one she decides, we can pop the stones out.
Right, sure. So we will say that is what you guys end up doing. So that happened.
Igni stretches and says, "I feel refreshed." Do you feel refreshed? I say we keep going.
Well, I mean, I'm almost out of spells for the day because that was a lot.
Oh.
But if you want, we may potentially be able to hide them somewhere, clean the room so it doesn't look like anyone was here, and then go about our business.
I say, okay, we can hide. I mean, if you want to hide bodies, we can hide bodies.
I mean, it's like you said, you guys are here at night. As far as you know, the monks only come out during the day, and most of the time that's either training or meditating.
Maybe the Lich wants to turn them into zombies.
Well, maybe he has Mizuno zombie friends.
Oh, gift for Lich.
I'm gonna go talk to the Lich. Let's go talk to the Lich.
Let's go, lads. Let's go do that.
All right.
Gift for him.
So, do you guys bring the bodies with you?
No.
Okay. Okay. All right.
And then like starts to, and then like sees no one else's, and it's just like.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys go back into to Renwick's room, and back soon.
Oh, hello, sir. Would you happen to like any more zombie companions at all? We have 3 fresh corpses of 3 or 4. How many do we have?
4. He's
4.
dead.
One of them's a little damaged.
Yes. If you wish to have some more zombie slaves to do what you will with.
Because, I haven't really had many new zombie friends. Not really friends. They're more like servants of like. I mean, the zombies is it's whatever. But yeah, I mean, if you're not using them, I will.
Please.
Yeah.
He goes,
Absolutely.
Clyde's gonna be so jealous. There's so many zombies.
Crazy Clyde.
We will deliver them to your room, yeah?
He goes, don't put them in my room. Put them here in the lab.
Oh.
I don't want zombies sticking up my bed.
May I make a request?
You can maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, no one can stop you from asking.
With a fucking Lich here.
She says, no, I just ask. There is one of corpses that is, how you say, one less manlier than he was before. I request that in his second life, he has worst job ever. Like, cleaning out house with tongue.
He goes, lady, you're crazy. But I'm okay. Wow. He like looks at Lilith and he's just like, what's up with that one? And she's like, she wanted justice. And he's like, what happened to your voice? It's crazy. And she's just like, justice isn't crazy. And he's like, well, I mean, you're right. So, okay, sure, whatever. And he's just like, what? Okay. Going through his book.
Yeah, he just keeps going. Great. Let's move bodies, yeah?
Let's just move the bodies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can bring them into drag the body. I mean, this place is coated in blood. Like, Igni made a point to hit arterial spray almost every single time.
Yeah,
I
no,
did
there's blood
do that.
everywhere.
So yeah, you drag blood streaks across the floor back into the lab. 4 of these bodies over.
Nice.
Well, I say it's a little late for cleaning.
All
I
right.
don't know there's going to be much we can do.
No.
Oops.
Do we want to take a rest?
We'd very much like to, yes.
It will be daylight by the time we
I
finish
have
resting, though, right?
2
We
spells.
do a short rest. It's still in the middle of the night. So if it's like midnight when we take a rest, it's still gonna be 1 in the morning.
I mean, really, it's probably, honestly, like 9, 10 o'clock at night. 'Cause you guys said you
so we
came in
got-
around 8 or 9, you took a short rest, and this combat took like 30 seconds. Because it's
I mean,
it's
I
D&D
only have
combat.
1 level 1
right?
spell slot and 1 level 2 spell slot.
Yeah, let's
Okay,
take a
well,
short
we
rest.
delivered bodies. We can go snuggle in.
So if you guys want to take a long rest now, we'll say it's 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, it'll put you at about between 5 and 6 a.m. So the sun will not be fully out yet, but your assumption is that monks are probably early risers. Would probably be a reasonable assumption.
True.
So you may have the opportunity to do some exploring without, the full issue of everybody out and about, potentially sleeping, which I'm surprised to see that your thought wasn't to immediately go murder them all in their beds.
I had that thought. Don't fret. I had that thought,
I'm
but I
sure
didn't think anybody else would be behind it.
Anyway, so yeah,
I mean, you guys feel like grade A dicks.
So, I mean, obviously, Vanan and Igni, you guys can get your rest in 4 hours.
Right.
So if you guys want to do your thing and split the party, Lilith and Ozzy can stay and continue to sleep for 4 hours, and you guys have 4 hours to do what you want.
I was thinking more like short rest. And then go
Well,
explore the rest of the tomb.
I know Ozzy was down to what, you said 1 spell?
And
I
you're
have
you
2 spells
you
left.
have 2 spells. Yeah, you need like a rest at this
Yeah.
point.
How does
Lilith
we
has
could
like
go.
13 HP.
We could go sneak about very quickly, but they nap.
You are the
And-
stealthier ones. We would only get in the way as far as sneaking.
And then we could go looking for a mask and robes because when daylight comes around, guess who's walking? We look like everybody else.
Oh yeah.
He's like, splitting the party again.
Oh, wait a second. We could take the place of the 4 guards we just killed by putting on their armor.
Igni stops and says, "Do I look like I fit in his armor?"
Oh yeah, you're right.
Also, only Lilith could wear it and still like
Yeah,
move.
I was going to say, there's no way.
Then it's like, wait a second, that makes no sense.
We're better off planning for sunrise to look like cultists.
Yeah, sure.
So how about we all take a rest, and then you can recover what you need, and then you can sneak off, find what
Yes.
you will, and then meet back with us, and we can all...
Igni and Bucky adventure.
Yeah, Igni and Venom.
Igni and Venom.
Sleep tight, we be back.
All right, so you guys all, 4 hours go by. You're resting in Renwick's quarters. Igni and Vanan, you guys get up. It's been 4 hours. You're fully rested, fully hit pointed up. Spells are back for you, Vanan, while Ozzy and Lilith continue to remain for the remainder of their long rest to get the last. So you guys now have snuck out of his room. You now know what that room is to the south, and where would you guys like to go?
The one just there to the north.
That's the room where you heard the bubbles.
The bubbles. And then the one across the hall we didn't gain any information on, right?
You didn't hear anything in there, no.
Okay. Well, what do you think? Bubble room? Try this one? Eeny, meeny, miny?
Sure, bubble room works.
Bubble. Can I try to pick the lock or
It is
sneak a
not.
peek?
It is not locked, but you can definitely make me a stealth check. Oh man, we got a lazy mermaid in the chat. Katie, you have missed so much.
That's 20.
All right, yeah, you
18.
yeah, you guys open the doors super quietly. Piles of firewood are stacked neatly against one wall of this room, and 4 large copper kettles stand in iron frames above iron fireboxes. Copper tubing in long coils leads from one kettle to the next. Several large wooden casks stand at the south end of the room, and shelves on the eastern wall hold scores of brown bottles sealed with red wax. This is some kind of a distillery. During the day, there's people, but there's nobody here at night because the fires are just sort of going down to low embers. And you guys can see that this is some sort of alcoholic distillery. There are 65 bottles on the shelf.
Vanan is bored and starts to walk away.
No, wait. Can I taste to see how high alcohol content is?
Sure.
Is it like a mead or is it like a...
You can take one of the bottles, cut the wax seal, and taste it. It is, from what you can tell, an attempt at brandy. It tastes like shit. But it is exceptionally potent. Like,
I would
you
like to
feel like
take-
this would burn fiercely were it to be ignited.
I turn around and look at Vanan and I say, have you ever made Molotov cocktail, yeah?
No.
No, you are in for a treat, my friend. And I'm going to take 3 of the bottles with us.
Okay. You have 3 of these bottles. Yeah, apparently this is the thing that they do, but it doesn't, maybe this is a cover, right? What this could be for. Maybe it's something to keep people busy. You don't know, but it's not very good.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
brandy has a very distinct flavor, and this is just
yeah.
like, what are you
Okay.
even doing? So, you'd think for people so disciplined that they could make it like a decent alcohol, but no.
No go.
Seems like its best use would be for basically what you're planning to use them for.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, so I'll take 3. Yeah, I'll take 3 and keep moving, maybe to the door across the hallway.
okay. Door across the hall, sure.
Sure.
Your turn, Vanan. You sneaky.
All right.
Peek
I
in.
sneaky. I sneaky with a cell to 7, so that's a 20.
Okay. So this large room contains a wooden table with 4 chairs a small working desk, several macrame wall hangings, and a single pallet on a low stone shelf set against the west wall. To the north, a barred window looks out over the garden, which you did see on your way in. And let's see. Oh, let me make a percentile roll real quick.
Oh, fantasy macrame.
Okay. You see, with legs kind of crisscrossed and hands sort of like this, is a woman in monk's robes. And she doesn't even open her eyes and says, "You're not supposed to be here." And she, in like the blink of an eye, is on her feet and her hand is out and she's doing one of these to you guys.
She's doing one of those.
So if I'm still wearing the robes and mask, she still knows that I'm not.
You're covered in blood.
Oh yes, that's right. Okay. Yeah. Just kidding.
Also, Vanan opened the door.
That's true.
You could warrant a guess that this is Helen Ray.
Oh well. Fuck. Okay.
Shit.
You also notice that by the desk in the room is a large wooden chest.
I also peek my head around, I guess, to get an eye for what Vanan sees. And I go, this is bad news. This is what's bad.
Why don't we all roll for initiative at this point?
Damn.
Oh, okay.
Guess what, Vanan? We did it again.
Time to draw a new character, as Katie says.
We did it. 19.
Oops, we did it again.
19.
21.
You got 19, Vanan got 21, and Helen Ray.
Can I see the door? Okay, where am I? No, I guess I can't. Well, shit.
This is dangerous.
We made the boo-boo.
What is her?
Except for that chest. It calls to me.
Alright, and she... Alright, so Vanan, you actually, having opened the door, you see her there, you have the first move.
Hunter's Mark.
Okay, you cast Hunter's Mark on her.
And then I ready a shot.
Okay.
If she moves, it goes off. If she attacks, or rather, if Chelsea attacks, it goes off.
Okay.
Is she human?
Yes, as far as you can tell.
Okay, and she said she has one of the masks.
Yeah, let's see, do I have anything? She is a dour, unsmiling woman who habitually wears drab robes and a golden gargoyle mask with no eye holes. She doesn't have the mask on at the moment, though.
Okay.
Which is strange to you because you get the feeling that she was awake, even at this hour, which doesn't seem to make a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Or has attained some sort of higher state of being in that she's hyper aware. So Vanan, you ready a shot, and with lightning speed, arguably twice as fast as the rest of you can move, she takes off towards you. You get to fire your shot, so go ahead and make your shot.
Okay.
Oh my god.
That's a 17 plus 5 is a 22.
That'll hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
All right. Oh wait, she's human.
Oh, you do add extra damage. You add 2 to humans.
Yeah.
Oh, all those other guys would have had extra damage too.
Yeah, I was not doing that.
That's okay.
So that's 3 plus 3, 6, plus 5, 11, plus 2, is 13.
Okay. She's running. She snatches your arrow out of the air before it hits her, and she throws it at Igni.
She can do that?
She is a monk, my friend. Yes, she can.
Oh, fuck.
Igni, you are going to... This is a 24.
Shit, to hit?
So, yes. So you are going to take 12 points of piercing damage as she
this
throws
was a terrible idea.
this arrow
Wait,
at you.
I did not know. I did not
She moves up. That was her reaction. So she moves up to you, Vanan, in the door, and she again is in like some sort of kung fu style stance, and she will strike out at you. Ooh. But apparently, in the process of moving and throwing the arrow, she sort of misjudged her footing and misses with her first strike against you. She will strike for a 20 to hit, not natural, 20. That'll hit you, right?
Yeah, that'll hit.
So she will strike you for 9 points of bludgeoning damage, and I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
All right. Constitution saving throw. Does a 14 pass?
It does. And then she will strike you again.
Dope.
For 26. And she will deal 14 points of bludgeoning damage to you. So
Wow.
she basically misses with her overhand and then just quick pop right to your chest. And then she resumes kind of her stance, and then Igni, it's your turn.
All right. Igni looks to her shoulder where Mr. Cricket has been sitting, and she says, "Mr. Cricket, go get Lilith, and Ozzy, go!" And I send the cricket off to go get help.
It seems to stop because of the sheer amount of impact from a cricket leaping from a person's shoulder to the ground. It stalls for a second, and then like shakes it off after about a second of inactivity, and then slowly starts to cricket hop down the hallway.
What? Okay, next question. Since she is human,
Yes.
how is this room being lit?
Yeah, it wasn't.
It's not lit. She's sitting in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like dark?
Mm-hmm.
I step in and close the door. So that it is
you gotta move past Vanan and her. She's in the doorway.
Oh, she's blocking the door. Okay, we'll get there.
You could disengage past Vanan and get into the room if you wanted to. I'll say.
Would I take an off?
If you disengage, you wouldn't.
Disengage, you don't take attacks.
You don't take attacks of opportunity. So
and
I'll
disengage as a bonus action. So.
Right, you can do it as a bonus action as a rogue.
Okay, then let's. Okay.
So I will say you can do that, and sure, you can use your object interaction to shut the door if you want. Sure.
Yeah, come in and like close the door behind us so that it's dark.
Wait, what?
So is that Vanan in the hallway now, and you and her inside?
Yeah.
Okay, Vanan, you're.
No, that wasn't the plan. I was thinking if he was. I guess.
No, he's in the doorway, right?
Well, then I guess I can't.
I also don't. Vanan is not comfortable with the idea of being locked in a room with.
No, you would be locked in the hallway. She'd be locked in the room.
I'd be locked in the room, so I'm gonna.
Even if we were in the room, Vanan is not comfortable with the idea of the two of us being locked in a room with a woman who can catch arrows in complete darkness and throw them back.
But the door was open; it wasn't completely dark. Does she have? I'm guessing she doesn't have dark vision. She's a fucking human.
She is a human. No, she is a human. You're right.
So she wouldn't be able to see. My idea is to make it harder for her to get to us, or harder for us to see us.
I don't want to be locked in a room.
All right, Igni pushes Vanan and slams the door closed.
All right, you two are locked in the room. It is your action.
What?
Okay,
Vanan, you're in the hallway. We'll get to your turn if you want to run.
It's pitch dark. Igni can see in the dark.
Yes.
And she's going to take one of these bottles, and I'm gonna just aim straight for her head.
With the bottle, okay.
With the bottle, I want to just aim for her head with the bottle. I don't know what I add to bottle to head.
It's an improvised weapon, so it would be a strength roll. So it'd be a D20 plus your strength modifier for the attack.
Oh, that sucks. Okay, because my strength sucks. All right. Only a 13 to hit. It won't hit her.
No. So, Vanan, it's your turn. You're in the hallway. She just shut you out. And you see slowly there was a cricket hopping down the hallway. You assume maybe to your friends it's a cricket. You don't know.
Is the door locked?
I don't know. Would Igni have locked the door or just shut it?
She would have just.
She just shut it.
I'm just trying to keep the light out.
Vanan is just like,
this bitch crazy.
Because, like, from Van's perspective, he walked into a room he thought with perfect stealth.
Right.
With, like, perfect stealth. This woman knew I was in there, stood up, and sprinted to me, punched me 3 times after catching the arrow I shot at her, and then throwing it back at us.
Right, and Igni locked herself in the room. while your other two companions are down the hall.
It's currently sleeping.
Sleeping.
How far down the hall?
You could make it there. Let me not postulate here. Let's get the actual information. Igni, you have a fate die, so that is an opportunity for advantage from Katie there.
Yes, thank you.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You basically, with a dash, could make it into the room.
Okay, because I've got a movement of 75 when I dash.
Yeah, you could absolutely make it into the room. It basically, to get into the room, because you have to go through the lab to get into the room, it is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. 50 to the door where your friends are.
Yeah, I'll dash in there.
Yeah.
And then just yell. Not super loud.
Sure, yeah.
Or, like, in the room.
I'll say it's enough to wake. Yeah, you could tell what's enough to wake. They're not magically asleep. They're just sleeping, so...
It's just like, Igni's fucked. We're fucked. We gotta go.
Alright, so Ozzy, at this point, you will wake up. Go ahead and roll for initiative.
Okay.
I'll have Lilith roll first as well. Unfortunately, it interrupted your long rest, so you don't have your spell slots back.
Yep. My initiative is a 7.
Okay, and then basically Lilith goes here. Lilith rolled a 17. So, that is Vanon's turn. Alright, it's her turn. Igni, you miss with this bottle on her head, and you see in the dark that she just smiles. It says, "Oh, you fool," and moves right towards you in this complete darkness.
Oh, that's okay. We will see in darkness. It will be a badass bitch fight.
And she just goes for strikes against you.
Oh, well, we know how that's going to turn out.
That is a 17 on the first.
Yep.
20 on the second.
Damn it.
And a 19 on the third.
Well, fuck.
So, first strike is going to deal to you 8 points of bludgeoning damage. I need you to make me a... Oh, wait, hang on. Yeah, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. At 17.
Okay, good. And then the second one is going to deal 6 points of bludgeoning damage, and the third one is going to deal 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Igni is passed out. Done. She hits the ground.
Okay. And she just, as you fall to the ground, and these were all like, you know, the first two were just like pop right to the solar plexus, and the third one was just an open palm slap across the face.
I will.
And she just
Choke
laughs
a bitch.
as you hit the floor. All right.
Do all the bottles break? I'm like wearing bottles around my waist.
Sure, yeah, they all break. You're coated in brandy. I forgot about that. So you hit the ground. It is now your turn. Make me nope, you're good. She didn't try to kill you. She just knocked you out because she knew you had friends. So, all right, so that is the end of your turn. It is Lilith's turn. So she's gonna get up and start running out of the room with her 60-foot movement speed and make it halfway down the hallway.
Jesus Christ.
Ozzy, that's your turn.
I guess I'm following behind Lilith.
Okay. You're basically neck and neck. It's going to go back to the top to Vanan. It's your turn. You see your other allies sprint out of the room at your behest.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk out of the room.
Yeah.
And like into the hallway.
Okay.
Rather than dash.
Sure. So 35 feet. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that enough to walk out into the hallway?
Oh yeah, you're definitely in the hallway. Let's see if that puts you 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Yeah, you're basically at the point, like you can kind of see around the corner where the door is.
Yeah, and then I'll just ready an arrow to shoot at whoever walks into the hallway.
Okay. All right. It's Lilith's turn. And she looks at you and like points at the door that you had referenced. Is this the door you were talking about? And she's pointing at that door. So she moves forward the rest of her 30 feet, or the rest of her movement to that door, and then says, "Igni, I'm coming." Even though it makes no sense to announce yourself beforehand. And she kicks in the door, Yeah, she kicks in the door and steps into the room, and then pop, pop, pop! Right from the side of the door, you see... Oh, well, that's a miss. Oop, and that's a miss. But the final one does connect. So it's just like unexpected, right against the new stone armor that she put on before she went to sleep, I guess we'll say. Just cracks against the stone. Then the final one connects through, and she's gonna deal through 12 points of punching damage. So Lilith has 1 HP. But it doesn't matter because you watch as Lilith just goes stiff and falls to the ground stunned.
Dope.
As you see, sort of as she impacts, there's sort of a quavering energy that like over her as she falls to the ground. Lilith is passed out in the door jam. Ozzy.
So I'm gonna move back.
Yep. You can move to such a point where you could see her in the doorway if you wanted.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna do that. And this is probably going to suck. But it's the only chance I can take right now. I'm gonna cast Suggestion on her.
Okay.
And this is gonna be rough because it's wisdom.
Yes, it is. So what is the DC? Oh, what's your suggestion?
My suggestion is to please stop attacking us.
Please just stop what you're doing.
And what is your save?
15.
She just made it.
Damn it!
Yeah, I rolled a 13, and that is enough.
Damn it!
So she's just like from the darkness, because you see her face like in the hallway, and then she just recedes back as you say the suggestion.
Cool. I go cool, and then I just run back.
Vanan, you see Ozzy turn around.
My God, somebody go get the lich. Save us, Walken. Save us.
Oh, I love this. I really did not think that this was going to go this way, but I didn't realize either that both the rogue and the ranger are the least equipped to deal with a monk.
Yeah, absolutely, completely unequipped.
Yes.
Like a force of arms paladin would have been great, but not when she's unconscious.
No.
Or a wizard, honestly, that can change to avoid evasion.
Yeah.
Let me think for a
Yeah, of course.
second. Okay.
Oh man, I had planned on this going so much different tonight, folks. I had planned on so much more being done.
No, it was a death and destruction night without Lilith here. Death and destruction.
Well, hey, I got to give her a maple candy. She's like, "Oh shit, these are my favorite. You guys are all right."
Yes. This is not. Okay. I'll make my move very soon. My brain is.
That's okay. You guys want to take like a 5-minute break and come revisit this? Like, go get some coffee, bio break, and come back.
I'm just gonna. Yeah.
Yeah, is that cool?
Yeah.
Do you want? Yeah, we could take 5.
Quill time.
We could take 5 minutes and let everybody recoup themselves and see if they can't, come back with a little bit of a fresh mind here.
Yeah, I'm passed out. It's cool.
There is a conflict.
Come back with new characters. Says
Basically, because we're
I
fucked.
got a stack somewhere around here.
Yeah. Oh man.
so. Go ahead, take a break, guys. I'll throw up some tunes in the background, but I'm not going anywhere. So.
It'd be real sad if we wiped. This game is so much fun.
I mean, we'd do it again with the other characters, but
Yeah.
wow.
Oh boy, but I love Vanan. I've fallen in love with Vanan.
Listen, I love all these characters. I don't want to see any of them go, but we'll see.
Might be the time. Oh shit. Okay.
No, I have that nat 20 you said, right? That D20.
You have a fate die which you can use to. Vanan, you do as well. Those let you get advantage on a roll before you roll.
Okay.
Or
Okay, I have to call it.
before I roll, you could give me disadvantage.
Oh.
I believe you also have a crit from last time that you didn't use, Chelsea.
Me?
Yes. We did away with those going forward just because it takes too much power. It gives the players way too much power and removes that. But
Right.
if you already had one, it is in play. So you have one. Okay. So you have it. Once it's used, it's gone. So you could use that as it's a natural 20 on a roll of your choice.
Okay, I see.
So let's say you are unconscious. It could be your death save to make yourself go conscious. You know what I mean?
Right,
Something
which
like
is
that.
actually what may end up happening.
Or if it was an attack, you could get the double dagger, double sneak attack if you needed it. That kind of a thing. And Lilith has one as well, but she didn't get a chance to use it.
Yeah.
If there was ever a time for Bigby to turn into Bigby again, now's it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you should know. I've been so inspired by your little Bigby, his just whole demeanor that he inspired the character I'm playing over on Learn by Play. My character's last name's Bigby in honor of your little. Except
awesome.
he's a 320-pound sumo wrestling.
That's pretty great.
Monk. But he's
That's
the
awesome.
gentle giant. His name is Rufus Bigby. And he's
That's
inspired
adorable.
by your little lemur.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love my little lemur.
He's just so cute. He's just so cute.
The face that he's making in all of the images is the face he's making right now. When you come around the hallway, fail the suggestion, he's just like...
We have big old eyes.
Oh shit.
Okay.
All right, we're going to resume the game
All
now.
right, Vanan.
What do you got?
Vanan is not about continuing this conflict.
Okay.
He has gone into survival, as he has done in the past in similar situations. But see, now he cares about these dumb idiots.
Yeah, so he doesn't want to run away and leave
doesn't
them
wanna
like all the
run away.
Johns of the past.
But having seen something insurmountable before, he doesn't see anything other than death for them in the future.
You see Ozzy is still there. He ducked back. He's there.
Ozzy is there.
And you are there. You watched... You don't know what happened to Igni, because she was in the room in the dark. You saw the door get kicked in by Bat Lilith, and then she immediately get stunned.
Yeah. Oh, man.
She is on the ground in the doorway, stunned.
Okay.
And you saw the woman duck back into the darkness. You can still see her, though, because you have dark vision. So she's basically right there by the door.
And we're down the hall.
Yeah, you're down the hall, kind of around the corner.
Okay. What is here?
Immediately around you?
Mm-hmm.
You have a hallway that leads out into the garden that you came out of. You came in, rather. There's the door basically immediately around the corner to your right, which leads into that room full of brandy. If you continue down the hallway you're in, you can go to the Lich's chambers. There's a door. If you don't go in the Lich's chambers and go immediately to the south, there's a door that leads to the outside.
Where I am?
Basically you are around a corner. You can go 15 feet to your right and then go into the Lich's chambers, or go 15 feet to the right and then 10 feet to the south and get outside to the open night air. There's a door right next to you to your left, which is the room where the dojo you just killed all those people. There's a door straight ahead of you in this hallway that you don't know where it goes, and the hallway curves around if you continue forward to the left, and you don't know where that goes either.
Ozzy moved right next to me, didn't he? After he tried suggestion.
I'm assuming you're kind of going back towards where the Lich was, right, Ozzy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he would. Okay. Can I use my action to pick up Ozzy? How heavy is he?
Not very heavy, I would imagine.
125 pounds.
What's your strength?
11.
Yeah, that's more than enough.
It's more than enough to pick up Ozzy.
Yeah.
Can I then dash outside?
You can if Ozzy will let you pick him up and dash away. You will move at half speed, but you're dashing, so you'll move the 35 feet basically. Ozzy, he moves to you, potentially, right? You could have this conversation and be like, Ozzy, I'm gonna pick you up and run outside.
I'm saying, okay, I'll be like to Ozzy. I'm just gonna look at him. So I'm gonna explain where Vanan is right now. He has seen in his head 2 of his friends are dead.
One of them he doesn't know, but one he watched get knocked unconscious. Yeah.
One he watched get knocked unconscious. This person just took him from full HP to less than half HP in a single turn. I mean, he doesn't like he got fucked up and he was like, all right, this shit is dangerous. Go get friends. Came back. One friend is missing. The other one is at least on the ground and mostly dead, if not dead. So Vanan has lost 2 of his friends. And remember, he's only had Johns as friends.
Yes.
Until you guys. So now he is in a very protective, instinctive mode type of situation. And he sees one alive standing friend who I don't know what Ozzy is thinking right now or how he feels. What does Ozzy look like?
He's pretty petrified and really tired.
Yeah, looking at my petrified, tired friend who is out of spells.
Got one left, right?
One left.
He doesn't know this, but it's just like he's been casting a lot of spells. Has to know he's exhausted, and I just woke him up.
He's like, if Ozzy dies, it's just the Dancing John, not the Dancing Johns.
So this is very difficult.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put you in this conundrum.
Yes, you did.
No, Chelsea put you in this conundrum.
Don't give us that sass.
You
opened the door. He opened the door.
I'm gonna put this all on splitting the party. That's what it comes down to, folks. Don't split the party. Just don't do it.
It's a terrible idea to split the party. You are very correct.
And that's what you did, and this is where we are.
This is what we did, and this is where we are. Oh my god.
I'm not concerned.
I feel so bad for Lilith.
Because she's not here.
Her character is on the ground. She's gonna be so mad.
Lord.
Character. Okay. Oh my goodness.
What are you gonna do? Tell me what you're gonna do.
So we're like around the corner. Can she see us?
You don't know. She's in darkness. You can see her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's looking in your direction, but she's in the darkness, yeah.
And immediately behind me is the door to the outside.
You have to run down the hallway and make a right, and then get you outside. You could make it with your movement, though, to the outside. You also know, again, where the dojo you just were in, as well
does it have a window?
The dojo does not. Her chamber had a barred window.
Okay, the dojo does not have a window.
No. And past her room is the door to the garden where you guys came in.
But that's past her door.
Yes.
But she's also not at her door.
No. Oh, shit!
Just in time! Yay!
Oh my god. I'm so sorry, Brittany. This is a weird time to come back to.
Brittany.
We made lots of bad decisions.
We made lots of bad decisions.
Well, to be fair, we didn't make lots of bad decisions. Mostly just Igni made bad decisions.
I made a bad decision focusing on something that is not this, and I'm here. I'm taking a break.
Yes, do it. Yes, yes. So I tortured somebody, and
you got
then
some great plate armor.
you got some sweet ass new armor, and then we were gonna nap, and while you and Ozzy were napping, Van and I went to go check out some things.
And you can
And
imagine
then
how this
remember old Hella Ray? You know, the leader of this like monk cult.
No.
You just
Remember?
heard. You just
Helen
heard.
Ray.
Helen Ray.
Right.
He's all.
Oh.
That's all you heard about was that name.
Yes.
They found her.
We found her, and she's currently kicking our asses up and down this hallway.
Is it her?
Igny's down.
You went up against the leader?
What were we supposed to do? Bannon tugged his head in, and she was like, I see you there. What are we going to do? And close the door and be like, no, you didn't. No, you did not see us.
Oh, shit.
So,
Oh,
so I
God.
tried to save everybody by sending the cricket to wake you and Ozzy up. And then Bannon, I closed the door.
So we're sleeping. We're not like.
Oh no no.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Let me paint you
We're
the scene
unconscious.
here. I'm working on the cams and readjusting them as we speak.
I'm sorry. I'm
That's
sorry.
okay.
Celeste was like, your party is almost wiped out. And I'm like, what?
She's like, now's the time. Yeah.
I'm writing a paper on John McCracken and the LA Finish Fetish Cool School. And I was just like typing this stupid paper up. And then I got that text message and I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to focus. I'm not gonna be able to finish this paper knowing that you guys are like
Thank you,
Dying.
Celeste. So basically, what happened?
We need
was,
tears, but we need right now.
Yeah, basically what happened was you guys, they had a couple more conversations with Renwick Carradine while you guys were in the room with him. You talked to him a little bit, got some more information from him about the general place. And then they decided, like, let's go explore. They heard the sound of metal on metal, went through a door into the dojo, and saw 4 guys in slightly more resplendent stone armor.
Okay.
At which point, Igni remembered that she's seen these guys before. These are the 4 guys that beat her to within an inch of her life and left her for dead on the side of the road.
Oh, I think I remember that.
So you guys assaulted these 4 guys. There's a little bit of deliberation, and then my portrayal of Lilith took over, who is Bat Lilith, and is
I
all
heard.
about justice. And she kicked in the door.
She kills her enemies.
Yeah, you did. You Van Dammed the door in.
You kicked open the door, and to help get Igni justice. And
Right, thanks.
you guys did summarily defeat them, although one of them was knocked unconscious, at which point Igni tied him up naked, grabbed his ball sack for torture, and then eventually started pulling his teeth out till he died from bleeding out.
Right, I did that.
From teeth removal.
Yeah, he was basically, he had like 2 HP when
Oh,
she
yeah.
started pulling his teeth out.
Damn.
So that happened.
Jesus. Okay.
And then basically they decided, like, let's go take a rest, because Renwick, the Lich, decided, he said, like, you need a place to stay. You can stay, like, here in my quarters. No one's going to bother you if you guys want to stay here. So he said, great, we're going to take a long rest. And then Igni and Vanan said, well, we only need 4 hours because we're elves. We'll go and explore while you guys continue sleeping. They went into this room, a dark room, with macrame on the wall, which is apparently a big thing. The internet was very excited about the macrame on the wall.
Classic.
Yep. And so basically they saw that, and then she was just saw them again in the dark, realized that there were people there. Vanan, he went ready in action. He loosed an arrow at her, which she caught and then threw at Igni. Then ran up to Vanan and just basically barraged.
Oh, she's a monk.
Yes, caught it, threw the arrow at Igni, did a barrage of attacks against Vanan, and then, you know, Igni in her wisdom decided to push Vanan out of the way and pull the door shut to lock them in the room in darkness, thinking
I thought she's human. I thought she would be able to see. It was a good plan.
At which point she just smiled, and being the monk that she is, darkness has no effect on her.
Kicked my ass anyway.
And she just beat the shit out of Igni and knocked her unconscious. Vanan ran back to woke Lilith and Ozzy up before they could complete their long rest. You guys ran back. Lilith kicked in the door. You also only at this point. How much? Let me ask you this: how much HP does your character sheet say that you have? Because
Me?
I don't. Yeah, because I think I don't have the one after you updated all your. You took tough at 4 and you got the updated stats from the necklace.
Right. I have a 53.
53. Okay,
HP.
so you actually have 8 HP currently. As you took 33 points of damage in the fight with the guys in the armor. And then she clocked you once for 12 points, but hit you with a stunning strike, so you fell down and are stunned in the hallway. At which
She's a
point,
bad bitch.
Ozzy tried to cast Suggestion on her. She passed the save. Ozzy ran back down the hallway, and Vanan is deciding whether or not he should grab Ozzy and run away, leaving you guys. And that's where we left off. So,
Yo,
that's
Lilith and Igni can take care of themselves.
Oh yeah.
alright, some donations came through. So, Brittany, you have a fate die that can be used before you roll to add advantage to your roll. Actually, Brittany, Bucky, and Davis, you guys all have fate die, so those can be used before you roll to
Britt
grant
actually
yourself...
has 2.
Oh, okay, Brittany, you have 2. To grant yourself fate dice, which will get you advantage on an attack roll before you make it, or before I roll, you can use it to give me disadvantage. Throw that out there. So, that's where we left off. It is still Vanon's turn.
Okay.
Vanan, what do you do?
Making choices, we may regret them.
So,
What are you doing, man?
I need to know
Alright.
something. This has been like
Yeah,
a half
no.
an hour of stalling here. What are you doing?
It's not that I'm stalling. It's just I don't
I know
what
you're
to
not
do.
stalling, but think about this from an entertainment perspective. This would be the boring,
Yeah,
the
this
most
is
boring
fantastic.
show to watch on TV, where the characters
you're
just
right.
stand in a hallway trying to figure out what to do.
Okay. Vanan, I'm gonna roll a die. That's how I'm gonna do this.
Sure, do it.
Right. Evens is one thing, odds is another thing.
Sure.
Did I use up spells?
All right,
and
it's evens.
stuff?
No, none.
Ozzy, we're getting out of here.
Lilith, you're stunned, but you hear Vanan say this from down the hallway. You can't move, but you can hear him say, Ozzy, we're getting out of here from down the hall.
Word.
And it's not for abandoning you or anyone. It's that Vanan does not want Ozzy to die.
She's not mad about it. She's
The
supposed to-
cricket on the ground next to you, Vanan, chirps.
That is adorable.
Hey, say my cricket. He is my
Can I-
gentlemanly
Can
love.
I lean down and let him hop into my hand?
Yes. And
I
it
do
kind of, like, with its back legs, almost in, like, a tisk-tisk. To
I'm
you.
not leaving. I'm saving Ozzy.
I'm just telling you what the cricket does, man. But it also makes it go because it's a cricket.
Yeah.
They use their legs for that.
That's how they work.
That's how the science, anatomy, biology. Anyway, so what do you do?
Can I grab him by the hand and pull him?
Ozzy, do you go with this?
I'm gonna contest him.
Okay. Make me a grappled check versus. So that's an athletics check for Vanan and athletics or acrobatics for Ozzy. What you got? 9 versus
11.
All right. You go to grab him and he just pulls back. That was your action to try to grapple him.
As my action.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna go die to her. You run away.
All right.
Okay? I'm gonna go engage her.
I say,
Can't all die.
do what you have to, Vanan, and I reach into my bag.
Okay. All right, Vanan, that was your action. You still have your movement. What would you like to do?
I'm just gonna square up in front of the hallway
Okay.
and just like look at her so that she can't get to Ozzy. And I
Okay.
hope that he runs away.
All right. You square up. That is fine. You do still have Hunter's Mark on her, remember?
I
just in
do. I do
case.
still have Hunter's Mark.
Igni, is your turn, but you are unconscious.
I'm going to use my crit die that I have.
Hang on. Before, let me check a thing. Because you're not dying. You're just unconscious.
Oh.
She didn't
Okay,
kill you.
how-
She
how
just
do I
knocked
come
you.
back to consciousness.
Roll me a d4.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Do I have anything?
A 3.
3 hours from now, you'll wake up.
Oh shit.
Because she didn't kill you. She just knocked you unconscious with non-lethal damage.
Fuck, I had plans too. Well, I'm gonna just hang out, gangarang.
That is the end of your turn. Lilith, it is your turn.
How, am
So-
I close to Igni?
You can see kind of Igni because she's in the room kind of up against the wall. She's also covered in, it's dark, but you have dark vision. She's covered in some sort of liquid. There are also broken bottles on the ground all around her. And a smell of some sort of potent alcohol on the air. So it is, well, let's see. I'm sorry. I skipped in between. It was actually her turn. My mistake happened after Vanan's turn. So she's going to step over top of you, Lilith, because you're stunned and you can't take actions or reactions, and she's going to move down the hallway towards Vanan. Because you're stunned till the end of this turn for her, so after this turn you can get up. Lilith. So let me go. So she's going to throw my dice across the floor, and I'm not going to count that natural 20 for you, Vanan. Because it wasn't, I didn't intend to roll it. So, Vanan, she's going to strike at you 3
I'm going to
times.
impose disadvantage on one of my fate die.
Okay, that turns that 19 into a 9. So she whiffs with the first one. Then she's going to strike at you a second time. That is a 19.
That hits.
She's going to deal 14 points of damage.
Alright, I am quite nearly dead.
And then she rolls a natural 1.
Oh,
Let's see
Awesome.
what happens. Hang on. We'll see.
Somebody go talk to the lich.
She just, nothing crazy happens. She wasn't kicking, she was punching, so nothing crazy happened. She just whiffs entirely.
okay.
Then, that was the end of her turn. So, Lilith, it is now your turn. You are no longer, it was the end of this turn that you were stunned till. You are no longer stunned. You are 15 feet back in the hallway. She has her back to you. She's engaged with Vanan. It's your turn.
I think your character has all your stuff.
You do have all of your stuff. You haven't used anything. You have 20 HP.
I have 20 HP.
20
She has
HP.
20 HP?
I'm
I thought
sorry.
you had
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're right. It is. I read the wrong thing. You do have 8.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. That's still enough to kick ass. I'm going to. She doesn't see me, so she thinks I'm still stunned. So
And she walked over you to go after Vanan at the very least.
cool. So I'm close.
Yeah, you're like 50. It'll take you half your movement to stand up, but you can still get to her. She's only 15 feet away.
Okay. I am going to. I want to. I guess.
You do also, I will
I
remind
want
you,
to.
because I am a benevolent DM, regardless of what you may think based on the events of tonight, that Katie last week, before we shut down crits as a donation option, you do have an automatic critical hit that you can use, or an automatic roll of a natural 20 that you can use before you roll. You have that at your disposal. You only have 1, and then basically you two got the last 2 crits in existence before we shut that down as an option in the game.
Okay.
So you can move
has
up.
Wait, you got
Has
that?
she taken any damage?
She has taken no damage.
Smiter.
Oh my god. Okay,
so yes,
I'm going...
Lilith, the rogue, and the paladin both have automatic crits.
Right, okay.
So if you want to use that, you can.
Okay, yeah. I really want to get to Igni to revive.
She's not dying. She's just unconscious.
I can take
Oh.
care of that.
Oh, you
Yeah.
can. Okay.
She bitch slaps me unconscious.
She bitch slapped her.
Oh, shit,
Open
okay.
panded palm slapped her unconscious.
Then I'm gonna use that motherfucking crit. Like what?
Okay, so that will basically let's check the card.
Is that
Divine
double?
smite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Smite it.
no, that gets double too.
Oh, the smite.
All right,
Yeah.
so
Oh yeah, I wanted.
basically that will be, let's see, that's a D8 for your sword.
Yes.
So that's 2d8 for the sword.
Okay,
Divine
plus
Divine Smite at first level, because you only have first level spells, is 2d8. So that gets doubled to 4d8. So that's 6d8 plus a d4 because your sword crits. It does an extra d4 on a critical hit. So you're going to roll me 6d8 plus a d4.
Okay.
Plus, your modifiers, which I think is 6. So all of that, 68 plus a d4 plus 6.
Got it. Okay, here we go. So first one is 7.
Okay.
Plus 7.
14.
Plus 2.
19.
16.
No,
16.
16, I'm sorry.
Plus 6.
22.
That's 4, right?
Yeah.
Plus 1.
23.
3.
Plus 6.
29.
Plus...
A d4.
Plus a d4.
Plus 4.
33.
All right.
Plus your
Plus-
modifier.
Plus 6.
So 39,
39 damage.
points of damage in one swing. And she has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Can I impose that fate disadvantage die on her constitution?
Do
save?
it!
Yeah, I do. I
Okay,
fucking do
yeah,
it.
So you do.
I'm so
Absolutely.
full of...
All right, so you wail into her for an ungodly amount of damage. She
That's a
seems
Fuck,
she
Holy
it seems, funnily enough, that she was you get the feeling that just from her stance that she was aware that you were coming out behind her, even though it's mostly dark around here. And like she was going to attempt to try and like turn and parry, but you just power through that with a divine might of Tyr and just wallop
Yes.
into her. The sword, as she's bringing it down, Vanan, she's right up in, Lilith is behind her. Ozzy, you see this too. The sword erupts in white radiant flame as it comes down across, strikes across her back. She fails her Constitution saving throw, so you cut so deep that she is incapable of taking reactions now until the end of your next turn. So no catching arrows, no parrying of any kind. And she looks seriously worse for the wear. That is the end of... Oh, did you want to do anything else? I don't think you have much else at this point for a
I don't
bonus
think-
action. I don't think you have much for a bonus action.
Yeah, Radiant Soul's a full action. Otherwise, I was gonna turn that shit on.
Which would be an extra 4 damage.
Oh, can I, the last thing I want to do is I want to say a prayer.
Sure, absolutely.
It's a tear.
You can
Say a prayer.
absolutely do that, for sure. That was, you had a 18. Then it is Ozzy. So you see that Lilith has woken up and cleaved into the back of her. You can see this happen. The sword is still flickering with enough divine light that it's very easy to see where she is. What would you like to do?
I'm going to use the distraction that Lilith just caused to run down the hall towards Igni.
Okay. Yeah, she can't take reactions, so you can run past her, and you get into the room.
I'm going to reach in my bag,
Yeah.
and I was going to grab the scroll of invisibility.
Yeah.
Now instead, I grab the greater healing potion I grabbed just before.
Okay.
Pull the cork out with my mouth and just dump it straight into her mouth.
Okay. Yeah, you can. I will absolutely say there's enough movement, and you can definitely do that. So go ahead and roll the 44 plus 4. Igni, you will heal up whatever this amount is.
2, 3, where's my last?
When we get done with this combat, we're probably going to be pushing close towards the
I was
end.
about to say.
So, Brittany, I will tell you that you do have your choice of 4 shiny new armors, but we'll talk about that after.
Ooh, ooh, woo.
Yeah.
16 points of health.
Igni comes to with like a gasp. That bitch. And I immediately remember
Except it's all garbled because you still have a
Yeah.
potion bottle in your
yeah, like just like tearing her.
And
You
she
said
smells
16?
awful, by the way. She smells like
Oh, yeah.
really bad alcohol.
Wait, does Vanan And Ozzy have damage?
I have none.
No.
You have none.
But she
Vanan
can
I am
also
at-
take me out in one.
I am at 2.
Right.
2? Okay. But
Do you see what we meant by we were in bad shape when
Yeah.
you arrived?
Yeah.
So
We were in bad shape when you arrived.
that is Ozzy's move, right? You're not gonna do any. You don't have any other
That's-
spells or anything either. So
No, that's really
yeah,
it.
that was your action to do that. So that's fine. Then it's gonna go to the top of the round, which is Vanan. She's in
Alright.
your face. She got cleaved. Lilith is on the other side. What do you want to do?
can't
What
catch
is her
no
status
arrows.
right now?
What?
What is her status right now?
She got cut across the back.
She's-
Pretty fucking
No,
bad.
I know, but I don't remember what.
Oh,
her-
she can't take reactions.
She can't take reactions.
Yeah, it was a deep
Oh,
cut.
so she can't.
So you can run back if you
You
want.
can back up, and if you want, yeah,
I'm gonna back up and shoot her.
do it. You got the hunter's mark. Let's see it.
do it.
Do you still have a fate die or no?
I
You used
do.
it.
I have 1.
So you could use it for advantage on this attack if you wanted it. I'm not saying that you
gonna.
want to, but it's an option you have.
I'm not gonna.
Okay,
It's 22.
that is
13.
enough. Go ahead.
All right. It's 2d8 and a d6.
Yeah, let's see it.
That is 8. Plus 1 is 9.
Mhm.
Plus 2 is 11.
Plus
Plus 5 is
16.
16.
Got it. Cool. Alrighty, so she gets hit with the arrow. She can't take reaction, so she can't catch it and throw it back. So that's her go. All right, then it is her turn. So she's gonna turn around. Look at Igni. Celeste, who was that for? For Brit. So Brittany, you have another fate die.
Oh shit.
So-
So I have 2 again.
She is gonna turn around and.
Our viewers are keeping us alive right now.
Hey guys, that's
Yes,
what it's.
thank you,
That's what
viewers.
it's.
They don't
That's
want us
what
to
it's there
die.
for.
Am I allowed to offer my fate die on somebody else's turn?
You can offer it to me to give me disadvantage on somebody else's
Tight.
turn, but you can't give it to somebody else, like
Got
to give
it.
them advantage.
Word.
So she's
Noted.
gonna turn around and she's gonna attempt to strike at you 3 times. Oh, let's see if she gets her stun back.
Disadvantage.
All right, first strike is a disadvantage.
Yes, yes.
So that
Wait,
is one of
minus
your
one.
fate die. That's a 13, so that's gonna be a miss. Second strike.
Disadvantage.
All right.
I'm giving all of my fate die right now. This bitch needs to
That
go
is a
down.
natural.
I agree,
That is
I
a
agree.
natural 1.
Woo!
Tight, so no more fate die for me.
All right. I don't know whether it was your prayer to tear or the slice across her back. It seemed to pull. She overextended her arm in that strike, and it cramped her arm. So she's going to take a minus D4 to her next attack roll, which I'm going to make the third strike now.
Celeste just gave me another fate die.
So is that
Yes! Yes.
I'm assuming that's for disadvantage.
Yeah, oh yeah.
All right,
I was
so
just
that
And
is
Katie just gave me one.
that is a base. That is a 20. However, thanks to your new armor, Lilith, your AC is now 20.
True.
However,
Yes, queen.
however, because she takes a minus D4, the minimum I can roll on a D4 is a 1. So that 20 turns into a 19. So she just pop, misses 3 times. Igni, it's your turn.
Okay, how far am I from this bitch?
Well, you're a rogue, so you can dash as a bonus action. So you can get up from prone, which is half your movement. You have
Make the
15
dash.
feet left, and then you have 30 feet for a dash. So you can get out to the hallway. Lilith is between you and her at the moment, and Vanan moved 10 feet back. So you could attempt to do what you did the last time with your slide, if you would like.
If I would like.
To slide between Lilith's legs and her legs and try to stab as your part of your movement if you want to do that.
I see. Crotch shots seem to be working this evening.
That's
That-
all
cut
you
that-
do.
cut
Don't
that
say this
artery
evening.
that's
Hey!
That is all you do.
Consider it like my cool superhero move. Okay.
Yes,
The crotch
crotch
stab.
shot. Yeah, the
What's
taint
the
stab.
artery in your thigh?
Oh
That's
no,
what I cut earlier and drenched myself in his blood. It was
Oh,
glorious.
yeah.
she's
Yeah,
still
yeah,
drenched
yeah.
in his blood.
I'm just
So-
so drenched in his blood.
It's
So that's what I
okay.
do. Yeah, I take like a running slide. I don't even say anything. And I just like run and I'm gonna try to make I'm gonna take the D20 I've got
Uh-huh.
and make it a critical hit on her for that.
Sure, go ahead. Just make me, and I'm sure you have advantage probably a million times over, so just make me an acrobatics check for this slide.
Oh, I don't have any more dice.
It's cool.
okay.
So that's an 18.
That's fine. So you slide under Lilith's legs, under her legs. You're going to take your automatic crit, so that's 2d4 plus 4d6.
Okay, so 2d4, that comes out to 5 plus the
4d6, yeah.
And then the 46 come out to be 6, 10, 11. What did I say? 11 plus 5, so 16 plus the 4.
So, what'd you say?
So 15. Did I get that right?
16. Well, you said it was...
10. So my first two were 5, so that's
Got
the
it.
D4s.
Yep,
After that, it was 11, so that's 15.
got it.
Plus
Plus
my 4 is 19.
4 is 19.
19
Right.
points of crotch damage.
And it's a +1 dagger. So
Right, and then the plus 1.
that's 21?
20.
No, that's 20 on the
20, 20 on the nose. Got it. How do you want to do this?
Yes, I would like to stab her. Yeah, slice open her artery, slide through. I hope she hits her knees. And as she does so, I want to turn around and just backhand her.
All right.
Oh, yes.
It echoes through the hallway with this resonance as you bring Helen Ray to the ground, dead, unconscious, murdered, almost took out your entire party, and probably if I played a little bit smarter, she would have. But that's fine. Like, just pummeling Lilith into unconsciousness rather than stunning her
No!
and jumping over her. But I'm not gonna kill Brittany's character when she's not here. That's just bad DMing.
I was about to say that would be horrible.
Internet.
I would have been really sad about that.
Don't
Yeah,
kill
that
your
would be
players when
horrible.
they're not there to defend themselves. That's just rude.
I was about to say yeah, Celeste's right. Not with this chat. This chat would have never let you live that down,
no,
Ted.
No, they wouldn't have.
They would
And
never have let you live that down.
Yes,
There would be
Zoltris.
rioting on the
Oh my
street.
goodness.
Zoltris, Spirit Bomb is probably the best definition I would describe this chat right now. Lending all of their energy
Yeah.
to you guys to allow them.
Pipe. Yeah,
to-
Igni stands up and goes, God, I love this job, and I love you. This is great. And she's like wiping her blade, the blood off on her thing. She says, I could use a nap.
As you exclaim this in the hallway of a stone monastery, you hear, with no need for a perception check, the rumblings of other people awakening in
Ooh.
further elsewhere in this monastery. And that's where we're gonna bring it to an end tonight, because I can't deal with this shit.
Can we at least search the chest that was in her room so I don't forget?
Fine.
Just that's all I ask is that we get to search her shit.
Sure.
And then I want to.
I'm
is
in
the
there,
chest
so I
big
would
enough
immediately
to?
grab what's
I
in
was
there.
about to say, is her chest big enough to put her body in?
No.
Damn it.
In
I
the
don't know
chest,
if you can hide all the blood that's been
Let's just
shed.
take it into the Lich's room like we did the other ones.
you find in the chest 800 silver pieces,
Woo!
65 platinum pieces,
Okay.
Wow.
That's a lot.
and
Nice.
you find several gemstones that are wrapped in swatches of cowhide.
Oh.
You find 11 turquoise gemstones. Each are worth 10 gold each. And they're just like a general rock, not really cut. They're just kind of rough.
Right.
And then one emerald gemstone that is cut and faceted. That is also worth 10 gold. And then I guess if we're gonna say you guys dragged the body to the room and have the conversation with Renwick again, like, do you want more zombies, as you guys did before?
Yes.
And do you discuss what you find? I'm assuming amongst the party.
Well, I would say I would say that since I was the last one in that room and I
Yeah.
turned to see that they kill her and they're all doing their stuff, I would like shove all the stuff in my bag and then just bring it with me.
Okay.
And then I'd be like, "Hey guys, look!"
All
and
right.
just dump it on the bed.
And then that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. There was a key on the wall in her room as well,
Yes, key.
which you can take that as well. And I will say that the little emerald gemstone that was cut and faceted was significantly smaller, though the value was the same. And Vanan, as you look at this gemstone, the facet and the size of this seems to be the perfect size to fit in one of the eye sockets of that little quartz bear statue that you found.
All right.
Well, hot dog.
I'm gonna hold on to it for a second.
Okay.
First of all, when Helen Brave falls, Van responds by giving Igni and Lilith a hug. A very tearful hug.
We return it.
He was very convinced that both of you were dead.
Yeah, Igni returns it in her own special Igni way. She doesn't do human contact. Oh, but she pats you. Enough space for enough space for Jeebus in between us.
Enough space for
That's funny.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. So you have this little gemstone.
All right. I've put it in the eye socket again.
As you put it in, it seems to click as though it was meant to fit there, but the other eye socket remains empty.
Oh.
Cool. I'm like, that's nifty.
Yeah.
Put it in my pack. This is a nifty real thing right there.
Yeah.
Nifty.
And with that, we're gonna probably bring this episode to a close. Wow, guys! Wow.
We win at D&D. That's what I learned today.
I
That was
have
the
to say.
That's what I learned
that was
today.
the second stressful game I've had in the past like 2 days.
Oy, oy.
So, first of all, let's go around and then we'll see what happens at the end. But first of all, so Brittany, you just got here and we're super glad to have you here, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for showing up. But tell us a little bit about who you are and where we can find you.
Yeah, thank you for playing Lilith tonight. I literally texted Ted like, "Oh, sorry, I'm still neck deep in this paper. I'm not gonna be able to make it tonight." And then like literally a minute later, Celeste is like, "Y'all are dying." And I was like, "Fuck it, I'm coming in." So now I am relieved to be able to write the rest of this paper in peace. I'll rest well tonight. I'm Brittany. I play Arnadella I play Lilith Helder here in Princess of the Apocalypse. I also play Arnadella Thil in Venture Maidens podcast. We have a live stream every Wednesday at 7:30 PST. Catch Celeste and I this week for After Hours. It's going to be a really special
Valentine's Day.
Oh, yas.
Mm.
It's going to be really fun. So definitely please tune in then. You can see us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and you can look at all of our information on our website at theventuremaidens.com.
All right, sweet. All right, next up is Chelsea. What do you got?
Oh yes. I am Chelsea.
Hi.
I play Chaos in real life.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm not playing Chaos in real life, I am here every other Monday. And then I help manage and produce a 5e story play podcast called North by Northwest. And on Thursdays, I DM the viewer game over on Encounter Roleplays channel. And then I now officially play in the Learn by Play game on Wizards of the Coast channel every Saturday from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., where I also bring chaos.
Mm. Wow, there you go.
That's what I do.
Oh, I should link all these things as people are talking. Bucky, what about you?
Hi, I'm Bucky. I play this dashing fellow
Yes,
on this show with his little friend right there.
Yes.
And other than that, I play Vendalar Greymeyer on the Taking Initiative podcast. You can find the podcast at TI_pod on Twitter. You can find me at Bucky_Masters on Twitter. And you can find anything about me and our show at thespark.network.
All right. And last, but certainly not least, Davis. What about you? Later,
Oh.
Davis.
Oh, no,
Davis
did we
is
lose
gone!
him? No! Davis is cool. He
I'm gonna
does
put
it.
the link.
Davis is that guy. He
Stayed
plays
awake
that
the
character
entire night.
He did.
I
He's
was gonna
on
say, the
Dank
more we
Dungeons.
die, the more awake he is.
Yeah, I noticed that.
He's
There's
over on that show on
Dank
Dank
Dungeons.
Dungeons.
Dank Dungeons TV
Go check 'em
on
out.
Twitter
It's on YouTube.
and
It's so funny.
YouTube.
You
They're
get to
also
watch
on
it. It's
Facebook.
amazing and awesome.
It is.
They just completed season 2 not that long ago.
Yep.
Up there
Oh!
he is.
Oh.
There
It's
he
back.
is. He can say the words.
We plugged for you.
Yeah,
Oh, you did?
but go ahead and tell us
but
anyway.
only partially.
All right. How far did you get?
Dank
to the-
Dungeons is the
Second
thing.
season.
Yeah, watch Dank Dungeons. All right. Okay. Well, are we good?
Uh, I'll let Lex tell you if
Okay,
we're good or not
okay.
after this, so that's fine.
Are we good?
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right.
Sure.
So you guys keep freezing?
Weird.
Whoa.
Oh, we're good on our end, right? Everybody's
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Weird.
It must just be my laptop. You're
So anyway, Brittany and Davis are going to be switched on your overlay just because he popped back in, just the way things worked out. But that's fine. And lastly, again, but not least on myself, you guys know tomorrow will be episode 2
All right, you're frozen again.
of my homebrew campaign, which is set in the homebrew created world of my, that I've been developing, called Everin. That's tomorrow night. It Built Character returns with Guts from Berserk on Wednesday, assuming my wife doesn't tell me we need to do stuff for Valentine's Day, which if she does, then it'll be not happening. This Friday night, Celeste, myself, Sage, and let me look up the name so I don't feel like an idiot every time that we talk about this. Someone else, because I can't find the texts, will be playing in the Dungeons and Dragons World Series over on the Exploding Dice channel, and I don't know if Brian's still here, but with Grant Ellis is also involved, so that's going to be fun. And then again, look for a cross podcast promotional thing happening on the 24th, playing some Dungeon Crawl Classics. So that's a thing
Nice.
that I'll be doing with, again, Jordan from Forgotten Realms Explained. And again, I'll have to have more specifics. We don't even know the time yet because everybody's like, I could do after 2 p.m., but I can only do before 4. So it's like, we're like, we need 4 hours, so we got to make this work. So that is a thing. Also, again, if you guys are going to be at PAX East coming up in April, I am now there officially in a media capacity. So if you guys are there doing game demos or product demos and you want me to come by your booth, I can do media coverage for you. I'll also be there playing games. I got invited to go do an interview with the folks running the Adventure League. So if you're going to be over in the Adventure League area, maybe I will be there playing in games and we could play games together. That would be cool.
Ooh.
So again, this game will not be back next week, President's Day, which is the 19th. It will be back on the 26th of February, where you get to see what happens with all of these crazy cats here. If you come back next Monday on the 19th, though, you can see our Horde of the Dragon Queen game played by an all-female cast. And the artist, who you see all this lovely art on screen, or Lazy Mermaiden, as you may know her in the chat, she plays in that game as Roswin, the Tiefling Druid, so you can be sure to come check her out as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the stream. I think we're probably...
I wanted to say thank you to Lazy Mermaiden for the dice.
Oh yeah, she sent, Katie sent Davis some dice so that he is not having Bucky roll for him.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
For real.
So that's very
It is
cool.
The coolest fucking shit.
Oh, also, if you guys want the winners of the Polyhero dice giveaway that I was doing with the folks from Polyhero, that has ended. Winners have been contacted already. Those will be going out tomorrow or Wednesday
Nice.
to all of the winners, and hopefully I can get some access to those rogue dice early at PAX East because Polyhero is going to be there.
Sweet.
So I'm hoping to get a set early, but we'll see. You never know. So anyway, guys, we're gonna bring this to an end as I fill in Brittany on her options for fancy armor that you all got to hear about earlier. Yeah, guys, thank you so much. I will see you guys in 2 weeks.
Thanks, chat, for keeping us alive.
Yes, thank you guys.